Hello, hello, chat. How's it going? How's it going? I'm alive. I would like to apologize ahead of time. Um, I've been trying to rest up, but I seem to have gotten a cough now, which is not very favorable. So you might hear me throughout the stream, coughing and stuff. I apologize. I think it's sinuses, hopefully, because at least that's something I could deal with. If I'm getting sick, that is like the last thing I need right now. That is the last thing I need right now. Allergies? Yeah, it could be allergies. I have pretty bad allergies when it comes to like pollen and all that jazz. Um, Sinus stuff. I do have some water with me though, and I've been taking medicine, so hopefully that helps. But alas, today is session 7 of Sylvandria. So today, before we start, I would like to note that Soli is not gonna be able to make it today because Soli has some like work related things, and obviously work comes before D&D. So that Soli will not be here, and then Gunner, aka Michael, will also not be here because he'll eventually show up, but he is currently um he's currently unable to be at his like in his dorm at his college because someone needs the room for a test or something. So he'll be back eventually. He said around 6:30, hopefully, which means it won't be too much longer, but he'll be gone as well. So to start the session off, we're only gonna have Zero and Milo, but that's okay. That is a-okay. Also, I just wanted to put this in your brains. It's not guaranteed to happen or anything, but I just wanted to throw it out there. There is a chance that we may be accepting another member into Misfits Fortune, um, into this D&D campaign, and it could be one of you guys. So I may end up, if this does happen, then I'll be putting out an application over on the Discord for anyone who's interested in joining. And then I will go through those and see who all I would like to join. And your experience doesn't matter at all. Like we have someone like Zero, for example, is completely new. He has not played. He has not played this before. He's not played D&D except for a singular one shot that I ran. Um, but otherwise, yeah, no, I'll be putting that up if it ends up going through, which I'll try and see because with people being gone and whatnot, and also there's been talk of a member possibly leaving. Without I won't say who, but a member might possibly leave. So based on all that, we may need another member, and also having 5 people is probably my limit. If I go to 6 party members, it gets a little chaotic. I do remember one time I did run a 7 party, 7 size party. It was terrible. To any of you thinking about it, do not do it. It is not worth it. It is terrible. It is chaotic. Would not recommend it ever. Just as a heads up. But the application would probably entail like Discord tag if you have any obligations on whatever day we're meeting for D&D. Which right now it's been for this week and last week it was Tuesday, but that's because we couldn't do it on the Saturdays. But normally it's Saturday at 6 p.m. is when the session actually starts, and then it runs for at the minimum like 2.5 to 3 hours, but it can go up to 4 or 5 hours based on how busy we are. So if any of you are interested in that, or if you have any friends who are interested in D&D or anything like that, please give them a heads up. Don't tell them anything for certain just yet, but just keep it in your minds. I just wanted to get that out there. But like I said, we're gonna start with just 2 people today. They'll do the recap and whatnot. Last session was a doozy. It was a big one. It was an important one. I had to make sure we had everyone there, which is why we had it on Tuesday as opposed to our usual Saturday. And then we do also have D&D this Saturday again. So just make sure you remember that it is on the schedule. Tomorrow we do not have a. I'm not streaming tomorrow because I'm taking a little bit of rest since I'm streaming Thursday and Friday and Saturday. So Friday this week is also repo for those of you interested. since I wasn't able to do it the past 2 weeks. It is still going to be repo of the beta branch specifically. If we need to, we can always see if there's a mod we can get to allow more people to join, but I don't know if there are mods for the beta branch. But yeah, no, without further ado, we're going to hop on in and see how our players are doing today. Hopefully, today there's going to be some stuff happening in today's session, and hopefully, I'm excited to see how it goes. I'm excited to see how it goes. It doesn't involve a lot of player input, but regardless, I'm excited to see how it goes. Anyways, let's go see how our players are doing.
The
Hello,
goal is
hello.
to go crazy. Hello, hello.
Hello. We're here.
You're live on TV
Yeah.
now.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
Ooh, DJ. Ooh, DJ's here. Ooh, 100%. I know the DJ's here.
Yes, he is.
You're the lore keeper, buddy. You gotta be here.
He's
It
the
would be
lore
Off
keeper.
topic. I just got the gun of all time. I got a 2 World Wars, baby.
Oh, 1911.
I got 1911. Yeah.
World Wars. You know the
All
past.
right, so we're gonna go ahead and start this whole shindig.
Recap.
Yeah, recap. We need that recap.
Oh
If you'd
boy.
be so kind.
Okay,
Or
That's
well,
all
so
either
we
of
woke
you,
up.
both of you.
Yeah. No. I got this. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so
He doesn't let me
we
talk.
woke up in a tavern in a diplomacy guild, towards the heart, to the west of the heart. You know how it is and such.
That would
I'm
be yes.
actively tuning in. I'm tuning into the stream so I can listen to the music.
Oh yes, I need to do the same.
And then what happens? And then there's an ad. Not really. I thought I heard an ad. Anyway, I digress. At the diplomacy guild, we all woke up. They were pretty much ready to go out of the gate. Gunner and Zero were ready to go out the gate. Caroline wasn't there because Ro was aping. Or, Ro was, just holding out at the guild. Which, yeah. Anyway, so I go get a pamphlet to see what kind of the bracket is for taxing and any other information we need about guilds related matters, and got like multiple copies of the pamphlet. We met at the teleporter. We teleport back. We go through Surafel. We rush back home to pick up Caroline. Oh yeah, we pick up a package while we're in Serafel. That is, we're met by a very tall, brolic, Broly-esque figure, like straight out of DBZ, but he's a mole, and
Are
he's
we
a
talking about
purple
Legends
guy.
Broly or Super Broly?
I don't know. He's just a Broly. He's just a brolic fuck. Whenever he was even a mole, he's a big man. Anyway, he's like, here's the package. He didn't actually say that. He didn't say anything. He's not verbal. He's neurodivergent or something. I don't know. But anyway, he
has
handed us a
an
bag.
office.
Bag was heavy. Put bag in my bag, or in my thigh pouch of holding, bro.
Bag section.
Bagception, bag in the bag, in the bag, in the bag.
Yes.
We
Yes.
got that in the bag.
What was in the
so
bag?
to speak. Funny joke. Various metals to be moved.
Yes.
Metal wares to be moved to Arner Bear. I was forgetting the name, not a specific place, because no place was really mentioned. In Arner Bear. Anyway, I digress. We move to our guild, south of the R&D guild, and we pick up Caroline. Caroline's like, "Oh, hey guys, what's up?" And we're like, "Hey, what's up?" Say, "You coming?" And Caroline says something along the lines of, "Now?" And I'm like, "Yep." We just had people like posted up on us in the diplomacy guild that only wanted us, so it'd be better if we stay liquid and we keep moving, because they probably know where we live, but they don't know where we are all the time, where we move actively. So we started to move for the assignment of going to Aeonis to talk to the elves. But on our midst, in our journey there, I stubbed my toe. I'm pretty sure. Low D20 roll. Anyway, that's not important.
Bad.
Dude, no, I used up all my luck so I could summon all my luck to literally persuade these guys to give me $1 million.
Jonathan Rage Bait always works.
I will throw rocks through your window, you dumb whore. Give me $100. Give me $200. I'm gonna just start yapping at the elves. Anyway, I digress. Then it started snowing out of nowhere, and like it happens all the time, Caroline got lost in the snow. Blizzard out of nowhere. Snap of fingers. It got pretty shitty out. I kept us warm with a disc. with a transmutation circle on a disc, which I still don't have very good alchemical stamina, so I hope I don't get jumped. I think I only have 13 still. Not good. Not bad.
Did we
No.
did we get? Oh wait, no, we killed that thing. Hold on, sorry. Roll for
Anyway,
anything.
continuing,
I
we
get
met
to
a
restore my grip.
middle-aged man. We met a middle-aged man with Caroline, and we moved to a cave that he knows of. Very suspicious. Anyway, we go with him a certain ways, can't quite get there until we start seeing eyes. Eyes in the fog of the blizzard.
Very
Fog
spooky.
is in, how lack of thereof of visibility there is. And it turns out to be a, what was it, a chimera? What was it called? Specifically? Via words?
Via words, it was the Frostbound Chimera.
Frostbound chimera. We fought it. Looks kind of like a grizzly bear.
Yup.
Now I
Scary
heard.
stuff.
Now I heard you guys have probably have heard of the 100 men, one gorilla.
Oh.
Well, five men took on a frostbound chimera, which looks like a grizzly bear, which is scarier than a gorilla. And we came out on top because we kicked its ass. Not
It's
really.
true. Actually.
We actually kind of needed help. We needed help from the old man who literally did a straight up like Master Roshi locked in and came up and like held it down with his Kratos strength because he's like that. Anyway, then we kicked its ass. It got pretty much knocked unconscious. And then we got the decision to kill it. We decided to kill it. I grabbed Zero's gun and shot it in the head after struggling with the fact that there was 0 bullets in the chamber. Cylinder, nothing. It was fucking dry, so it was a little embarrassing. But it died. End of story. And thereof. Then we go to the cave and hang out, and he talks about before we get fully into the cave and divulge about information, a void straight up out of Risk of Rain 2, a void portal pops up out of nowhere. A crack comes out of the ground.
The crack was in midair.
Okay, it was in midair, so it was like a straight up rift. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Fortnite.
a rift from Fortnite.
Oh,
opened up. But it was black. So that means it's scary and evil.
Evil rift from Fortnite.
And then evil Fortnite rift. And out of the evil Fortnite rift, a default Jonesy, but clad in black armor, popped out, and he said, "No, fuck off." The old man. What was the old man's name? Or the actual, we call him old man, but he had a name, didn't he?
He did have a name.
Roll for history. It
No,
was
dude,
Terra.
I actually don't remember his name. Huh?
Terra was his name.
Oh yeah, Terra. Yeah, because it doesn't sound like a very traditionally masculine name.
Correct.
Yeah, I remember that. Remember, he's like a
plot
femboy.
leak.
He was like a femboy. He's got a name like a femboy, but he looks like a bear. Anyway. So Terra puts him in puts the soldier, no soldier, scary dude. We have the reference image that the GM can pull up, look at, and such. Scary. Very, very fast and very strong creature. Very dangerous. We're about ready to have the a straight up like Jeju Island raid level moment, bro. We're about to get ready to get packed up by one ant. Anyway, so he put him in the portal, and then he banished him via the portal, the rift, the Fortnite rift, black evil Fortnite rift closed, and then we started divulging the information, realizing that across like the verses, like the different like planes, this is one of them, and we've gotten attacked by no soldiers before, way in ancient past. There was only one magical user. Magical user was a chick. This chick basically sacrificed herself to create the tree. She is the tree, essentially, and the tree gives people powers to fight back.
Brownie points if you remember her name.
Fuck no. Do you know how bad I am with names? Bro, I barely remember like half our names every single session, and every single time I pause, that is me doing a quick time event in my own brain.
You're rolling for history every single time you pause.
What the fuck,
No,
man?
I'm
These
not
controls
rolling
ain't
for
even for the same
history.
console.
What? Okay, I'm on an Xbox controller. Anyway,
Her name was Resilia Whiteburn.
Riz.
No,
Wow.
no.
No, the brain rot. It's getting
Anyway,
to us. No.
Riz, Miss Riz, sacrificed her life to become the tree. The tree gives people powers. However, Nalfrix, one of the is he above? Was it ever explicitly said that he's above the Elder Council, or is he among the Elder Council?
He was mentioned to be a ruler, but it didn't say of anything specific or.
Okay, so him and his band of merry men that are in the Elder Council. We don't know if he's
Merry
a part
man.
of it technically, or he's like, you are on the council, but we do not grant you the rank of master type shit. So he's above it all. Who knows? Anyway, he helped uh give give her the ability, Ms. Riz, to become a tree. However, he's
Miss
like, oh
Riz.
damn, the ward, the ward on the world, to stop Null and Null soldiers, which I'll get into Null in a second. Null soldiers from coming in and like shaking down everybody for their lunch money, is getting tampered with because we're misusing the magic by going to war with each other so much so that it's caused the tree to shrivel like a nut sack in the
What?
heat. So it's weakening, so there's more rifts opening because we're constantly warring, and the tree's like, hey, you dumb fucks. That's not why the tree's here. That's not why I gave my life. I'm like Jesus. I died for your sins or whatever. You can't be doing that. You're being
What did he?
dumb. I'm gonna like flood this bitch or whatever. I don't know. I don't
On
know. I
some
just read
chill
the Bible.
shit.
I don't know. Anyway, Noel is this like feller from a different would you say like a multiverse, verse, different reality. Anyway, um, let's say reality. I'm gonna use the word reality because it sounds a little bit better, and it's
I
kind
think
of
like that fits.
less specific and it's more general.
Let's see.
Anyway, from his reality, he was like a chill guy. He was a hero in his
He was
world.
just a chill guy.
And
Yeah,
then people indebted him. I can't remember exactly what caused him to be a dickhead via Bro's story. But anyway, eventually he became a dickhead, and those indebted to him, he was able to form a contract on, turning them basically into mindless pawns, which are like no soldiers, which is what pops up through the. Oh, excuse me, burp trap in my ribcage. Anyway, the no soldiers are people that were indebted to him in the past because now he's like crazy strong and he's kind of a dickhead and he's like a tyrant in his reality. Yeah.
Yeah. And now we're here.
Anyway, so I said, "Hey, dude, why can't we should be able to keep in contact with you? Why don't you come with us?" Various other things like that. He's like, "Oh, whatever. I'm a lone wolf." And then he like proceeded to like rip his shirt off and turn into a werewolf or whatever.
What?
Like the meme.
Wait, did this happen?
No,
I
it's like
missed
the meme.
this.
I don't
No,
remember that.
I'm bullshitting. I do a lot of bullshitting.
Man.
Anyway,
Got my hopes
basically
up.
says, no, go home, buddy. I work alone type shit. From The Incredibles, another reference. I'm just full of them. Anyway, he basically said, I'm just gonna go do my own thing, and you can reach me by doing a setting spell. So I'm reaching a space. Anyway, so yeah. Hold on, what? Oh, hold on.
What?
You do the rest of the recap.
Well, Zero? What else happened, Zero?
Oh, what? Huh? Sorry, my bad.
What else happened?
Uh,
He needs you to finish it.
remember I was gone. I left at the end there. I was not paying attention.
Oh, it's where you left.
I did.
That's true. That's true.
I like
That's true.
zoned out. I tuned out, bro.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot. Well, okay. Essentially, after he reveals the lore to you all. And he had banished that creature, the null soldier, as it was called.
I'm good. I'm good. Okay.
Oh, you're good.
Sorry about that. Basically, he said we're gonna go our own separate paths, and you can use a sending scroll, because you don't really know how to use the spell to be able to reach me wherever, however, to communicate me for new information. Because he himself is not an all-knower. Oh, and side tangent is when I tried to press him for more information, the lady in his head that calls him Stud Muffin that I actually don't know the sex of. I'm just assuming, and I'm making a dumb Master Chief reference. Basically said that he can't disclose information or whatever because he signed a contract to whatever. I don't know. NDA agreement, can't ask him. Or NDA, I can't. It's pretty asinine and redundant to say agreement after NDA.
It goes against the TOS.
Yeah, it goes against his terms of service or whatever. His gigashits per minute refused his ability to talk more about it. So now we're gonna go talk to the elves after we fucked off out of his cave, and that's where the session ended.
Now we're here.
And there was only 2 of us, so yeah, it's kind of pooped. It's kind of shitty.
Now,
It's kind of dick. But we're gonna get one of us added to the party later.
Right.
to be disclosed.
So it's
Hopefully in like 15 minutes. So.
Yep. That's
Uh,
kind of why I was bullshitting.
Yeah, no, I was doing a little bit of that too. Don't worry. It's the art of stalling.
There'd be no point.
Okay. Anyways, trying to think. There was something I was gonna say. I completely forgot what it was. So just ignore me and point and laugh.
Is the blizzard still stinky?
No,
Yeah.
it's so right when the session ended, Terra mentioned that the storm seems to be dying down, and he, bid you guys farewell. So the winter storm is coming to a halt, so to speak.
Make an executive decision. Not an executive decision, obviously a group vote. Since we're not doing anything and Gunnar or Michael is not currently here. Yeah. Could we long rest? Because we kind of got fucked up a little bit from the fight there.
Could you long
So I used a lot of alchemical stamina. Or no, I couldn't regain anything off a short rest, so I'd have to long rest.
Where would you long rest?
We fought. Why would I long rest?
In the cave with the bro.
Because we would long rest in the cave with the bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd walk back in. Actually, I'm here to lick my wounds, whatever and such. I'm gonna sit down and make up a couple of circles, and I would just use stone shape to actually aid in the structural integrity of his little cave here, so it won't ever collapse. And I'm also going to use said stones off the walls to shape them into what I need, which are more circles. And I'm going to use the rest of my 13 alchemical stamina. Then I'm going to reset it with a long rest. So I'll have 13, kind of liquidated in the form of transmutation circles that'll hold in my person. And I'll gain the rest back in the form of 23. That'll be holding his alchemical stamina on my person.
If you would like to long rest here, you may. He will let you. However, he does not have beds or cots for you. So if you don't have it, you're going to be long resting in discomfort.
What does that mean for me?
So if you long rest
Now,
in
hold on.
discomfort, it is not as effective.
Hold on. Could it
Could
be
I?
possible within the circles that I'm making? They are not beds. Let's see. What? I can do something here. Do you perchance have a sleeping bag on you?
Now, the other thing that you have to be aware of is you guys actually can't benefit from another long rest because it has not been 24 hours.
Okay, so it's all.
Pardon?
When did we last long rest? I don't remember this.
This was when you slept at the inn last night.
Slept at the inn last night, but also the day is gone by. What time of the day is it?
Right now, it's like midday, because all you guys have done is traveled from Seraphil, and then didn't do much until you came over here. So not much of the day has been gone.
Okay, well,
so never mind.
I guess we're
I'll
just kind of cooked for the time being.
Bro, I love this. I never can find time to prep. Period.
It's chill. I mean.
No, bro. What if these elves want to shoot me with their guns that they don't have?
I have guns.
I know, but I would like to eviscerate them and pull the same shit I put on pulled on the parasite lady where I trapped her in a box with her young and watched as she asphyxiated to death.
That was still really fucked of you.
At least it was only in the
Not
trial.
based. No, I'm gonna do worse shit, dude. Don't worry. War crimes are coming, bro.
What you did was not nice.
Wah wah. How much temp HP did I get? Because I can get rid of it because the
From
fight's over. I
yeah,
think it was 10.
you can just get rid of it. You just move it down to 0. Temp HP.
I forgot. I had it to actual current hit points. I think it was like 10, right? I could just minus 10. Because my actual, I have about 0 gigashits per gigafart in my brain. And I
Yeah.
don't think. And I can't read below the text. I just said current. I do believe it was 9 to 10. I sucked the creature pretty good.
You guys can short rest if you want though, which lets you use your hit dice to regain hit points.
Yeah, short rest. Short rest. I'm going to use my... Can I use all my hit die?
You can use as many as you'd like, and all you have to do is click on the word hit dice, and it will roll it for you, which depends on your class.
Mm.
I
Okay.
think,
How do I click? How do I click on? Oh, there. I click on
yeah.
1,
So that's 7 HP.
2.
Oh.
Boo. Boo.
So yeah,
Dude, I'm literally gonna blow
it's
all of
a
them.
it's a
'cause I'm
D8
asleep.
plus your con modifier. So.
I don't really mind.
Oh. Wow.
See.
That's
7,
full.
10,
Is
10.
that full? Is
That's
that
full. I'm
yeah,
chill.
that's full.
Yeah, I'm. That's 2 over. I'm back at full.
Okay.
I don't use hit die ever because we always long rest.
Yeah, usually you guys are able to just long rest, so
How come mine says D10?
because you're a fighter. Fighters get T10.
You're a big strong boy. I'm just
Yeah.
a weak femboy alchemist.
Okay, and I got one more.
Can't help
And
it.
then now I'm full.
Cool.
Alright, make sure to
Great.
subtract 2 from your hit dice. You should have 5, I believe.
It clicks away when you click the hit dice. It counts down.
I manually moved yours down.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Shit. My bad.
mine.
I can still count it.
I
I
did-
can still count it back anyway. Even if I
Yeah.
I did mine. We're
Okay,
chill.
good. So yeah,
hold on,
so a short rest can be, I believe it's only like an hour.
if I hold on, I need to read up on this. Finish a short. Oh, sick! I can get this back 10 too.
Yeah, so you guys would have rested for at least an hour, so you guys can do whatever you want.
Well,
You
I
can do
was thinking
more.
if I
You can
got a-
you can do more than an hour if you want, but an hour is the minimum.
Yeah, I was just seeing if I got second one back, which I do, which is chill.
Yeah, you can click short rest button on your character sheet as well.
I'm gonna
all of it.
probably brief with them once we get back up and at 'em.
Equal to your wisdom mod. Minimum of 1. What's my wisdom mod? Damn, not high.
What are you doing?
Just adding stuff so for quality of life for my character sheet.
Oh, no
'Cause
worries.
I didn't add grit as an actual number, and I was just like
Oh,
keeping it
yeah.
tallied.
I would definitely do that.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I'm chill. We're gonna head out.
All right,
and
so
finish
you guys rest there for about an hour, just kind of sitting and chatting amongst each other. Maybe finishing any more leftovers of the soup or anything else you guys would want, or any drink.
the soup be hitting.
Bro, does he have any more of that?
Yeah, he has more soup, so you guys can eat a little more if you want.
Bro, I'm literally gonna pack that shit up. Put it away in my bag. I literally already had utensils and packages.
That's nicely.
Yo, do you have any surplus of this, Tara? Are you looking to keep this to yourself, or is this just open for the taking? Any more of this soup here?
I'm probably gonna need it for my journeying and whatnot.
I put my hands up and pantomime to like the peak cinema. Okay, that's fine.
If you are in need of food, then Aonis should have quite an abundant variety.
We'll be alright.
Yeah, no. We will
Pretty
live.
good, even though it was pretty good for things thrown together with just random things what you had. Convenience sake.
It's
But
what you have to learn how to
yeah.
live with.
Mhm. Are you the ascetic lifestyle guy? You live off of nothing?
Well, I mean, the less your body needs, the less you need to grab.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, yeah. I definitely say that's an ascetic lifestyle type deal. Take what you need. No more than what you need. Do not be wasteful.
Very respectable.
Whatever. Yeah, no. So guys, I turn back to Zero and the two people that aren't here.
Yes.
We could probably, since we learned a lot from Tara here, we could just kind of wrap this all up in Aeonis in a neat little bow pretty fast.
Yeah, I'm running low on ammo. I might need to get some while we're out too.
You got money on you?
Uh, I mean, is our money accumulated still? I mean, like, because may have left it at the at home in that case.
Well,
I probably did.
Gunnar
But
here is our accountant. I'm still a broke boy. I haven't
yeah,
been
as
on
am
any of
I.
the quests because it's been you know, save humanity this, save humanity that, save, the world. I don't really have time to make money. So
My final
yeah,
message.
goodbye. Anyway,
Yeah, no,
so
it's kind of rough out here. So I probably don't have money on me, which sucks.
I think that honestly we could split up our group and literally just run that delivery if we really need to earn a bearer. I was gonna send some of these guys and also maybe to go get Zarek
Yeah.
uh
It's not too high priority. Like
Montbridge.
I'll make do if we get into an encounter, but down to my last 11 bullets after you killed that the bear thing.
Hey man, I didn't waste a single extra bullet I needed. But yeah, no, we could definitely send some people back to Ontridge and Ernevear to go get that stuff done.
Yeah.
So I can finish up. We can finish up Naonis, and since I'm by happenstance the primary speaker, I can just walk up to Anis, introduce myself, give them the information. Like Tara said, under a zone of truth, they'll take my word, give me what I need if there was really anything. I mean, he kind of just sent us here to like confirm and get more information, but I kind of just got all the information I needed. Now at this point, the only reason that I'd want to go there to their library is to see if there's any way to be able to reach the Elder Council
Yeah.
so we can
Well,
like set base,
yeah.
establish.
Well, I mean, what's
But
keeping
really
us?
nothing. I was gonna send, well, who wants to go back and who cares to talk to a bunch of old snobby people. I can take the courtesy and
I
just
mean,
take the brunt of that. I don't care.
yeah. And I guess I'll tag along because it doesn't seem too like it'd be too much of an issue.
Yeah, no. You guys want to head back? I point to the other two people that aren't here.
They will both say yes.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, no, we're gonna split up a party down the middle, 2 for 2.
Yes.
Send 2 back to Ontridge direction and Erner Bayor to complete the test. I'm actually going to hand Gunner. I'm gonna hand Gunner back the medal. Actually, shit. Yeah, I'm gonna head.
That's
I'm
heavy. I
keeping
don't
my
know.
goddamn pouch. I'm keeping my pouch. I'm
Yeah.
keeping my Cretan
Ooh,
University.
ads.
No.
But yeah, I'm gonna send Gunner back to Erner Bayor to complete that quest.
And
And I'll give him
I'm
the
gonna
medal.
tag along with you, and we're gonna head up.
And yeah, we'll
That is
worry
gonna
about
be the plan.
getting we're gonna worry about hailing or getting the attention of Zareth later once we're all back in town.
So are you were handing the medal to Gunner?
Yep.
All right, he manages to take it and throw it over his back.
Yep. I do the piece off my forehead. Fingers, 2 fingers. See, yep. We're splitting up down the middle. Let's go. And then we
You
get
part
going.
ways. All right, so those two are gonna head
Uh,
down to the left,
To the le-
back to Ontridge, and then you two are heading up to Jonas, right?
Yep.
Yep, that is.
I guess the last little bit of flavor is I would have asked for directions back to the main road, 'cause since he's been in this cave
Yeah.
multiple times to get direction from Terra, so we could have gotten out of the forest easier.
He tells you if you head north and he points, which is directly out of the cave, then you'll find the path.
Damn, convenient.
sounds-
Well, see you later,
okay.
Terra. Whatever. And then when we leave, and then we're here.
Until
We're
we
just
meet
connecting
again.
that little thread there. Yep. Indeed.
Okay.
We're back on the road. Are we gonna roll a d20 to see if
On
I'm
the
gonna
road
break my foot
again.
again?
Yes, please roll a d20. I'm gonna take a very quick bathroom break while you guys do that.
Let's fucking go! I'm not breaking my leg.
Me
We're not breaking our. We're not breaking nothing, bro. We briskly fucking sprint, bro. It's like the wind is at our ass. It's walking.
Dude, today is. Oh, I did my
Today was a good
obligated.
day. I didn't
Literally,
even
bro.
have to use my AK. Today was a good day.
Holy.
We're going.
Even DJ complimented today. He said, "Dang good rolls."
We're gonna win. We're gonna win. We're winning at the game. We're gonna end the game. We're gonna encounter about 4 different speedrunner skips, and we're gonna talk to the Elder Council and drop a nuke on on the fellers, on all my fellas, on Null. We're gonna nuke Null. I'll make a nuclear bomb with prep time, and
All our food.
yeah, he's like, we'd like to begin our message. Ah! Followed by a couple other
All our
screams of the
food
Null
keeps
soldiers.
blowing up. Okay. Anyways,
Yeah, and then
I'm
what?
back.
we
What's
just
the
gonna
game
wait
plan?
for.
I mean,
You see our rolls? We're so happy. We are not breaking anything today.
You're not breaking anything. You
no,
won't.
in fact, we're
You
going.
won't be
We're
tripping.
going
You're
right
not
now.
stepping on anything. Any Legos. You're not gonna get mugged.
Oh shit! Some random elf child left out a bag of Connects and Legos on the ground in the middle of this dirt path.
Lincoln
Yes.
logs, bro.
Bro, I
Not
had
the
the
Lincoln
Lincoln logs
Logs.
out.
Dude, I
You
miss Lincoln
impale
logs,
your
bro.
leg. You impale your leg with a 6-inch Lincoln log piece.
6-inch Lincoln Log piece.
Yeah, it's for the long, bro. You don't know.
You trip and fall on an ice
Could you
stalagmite.
guys roll perception, please?
We get killed right now. Nah, I'm not counting. Just lock in. Lock in.
It's gonna be the we're dead. We're dead. It's gonna be that all over again from last session.
Yeah, no,
We're
that's my
all
bit,
right.
bro.
We're not too bad.
Okay.
It's tolerable.
So
I'm more
the
focused on getting there.
the walk up to Aeonis takes roughly from where you are takes roughly like 2 to 3 hours.
Damn, I hate this trip.
So, Milo, we don't really get it alone
Huh?
time a whole lot.
What's up?
Kind of weird. We don't really have one-on-one time a lot. I don't
Well,
really know a whole
yeah,
lot about you.
you're kind of like you hang out with your surrogate father, and we kind of like all got together in this party as of like 3 days ago. Like I barely even know you guys, but
Better time now, right?
Caroline suggested starting up our own guild. So I've been had my head to the grindstone on what we're supposed to do here.
Which is
It's kind of
respectable, I mean.
stressful. No, yeah. I'm not throwing shade, but it's a lot. It's a lot right now, so it's kind of stressful. Do forgive me if I'm not the most palatable individual, as I'm focusing on trying to keep our head afloat. We're not doing
Yeah,
too
no.
good on money, and that's why I wanted to split us up so we can make money while doing this. Because it seems like the diplomacy guild and everybody just wants a piece of our ass, and I'm just trying to live. And I also kind of want to do
Apparently
research. I've been behind on my research. I mean, like there's a lot that bums me out and stresses me out. So I
yeah,
mean,
no.
what about you?
It's
I
been
mean,
rough
like
out here.
you seem like we just tag along. You just tag along for. I mean, what do you want in life? What's your big aspiration? Because we're all gonna realize it, hopefully, from our guild here,
Yeah, I
because of
mean, like,
newfound freedom.
I've always been like kind of drawn towards the whole like adventuring thing. It seems really cool. Then I mean, second, my my father stepped out and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go do this." I'm like, I mean, I'll come with, and I mean, honestly, that's kind of it. It's pretty simple for my story, at least.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of a more scholarly type. I mean, if we're kind of looking at this from like a whole idea, considering that under 50 we can stay in like the taxed income. If like once we get this guild started, if you want to go adventure, dude, I'll be the guy, at the top of the building, what would be more of like a some sort of company CEO, and I'll just write papers all day so that I can spend the rest of my day doing research and you can go out and slay monsters and do this and that. We also kind of got this
Go,
whole world-ending situation to deal with first. I mean, like it's kind of put a damper on everything.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, beyond that, it's more of a kind of. I'm trying to show that people can do it without magic. You know?
No, I definitely agree. I feel like well, I don't know what your opinions are on alchemy, but I feel like alchemy
No, that's
is
science. That shit's badass.
yeah, yeah, no, it's for those that are less magically attuned, you can still do it. I'm trying to you probably actually no, you haven't really been tagging around. Okay, so weird thing. I look around, I make sure that nobody's like listening from the fucking trees. I'm trying to conquer death using human transmutation.
That's that's heavy, man. Like,
That's what I've been trying to
how?
research. Well, I mean, the human anatomical structure has been studied multiple times by multiple people, doctors. My dad, Hohenheim, von Hohenheim, might have known him by the call sign or some sort of nickname, is Paracelsus, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, he was trying to do this before, and he adopted me out of Seraphel, and I basically became his surrogate son, and by all means son. And I wanted to carry on his legacy, but he's been trying this for a long time, and he used to get bodies from the morgue and study up on them, weigh each part, cut them to pieces, look at organs, study average weights and sizes of each organ, stuff like that. Because if it all comes down to math, technically you can equate a person's survival from their death to a formula, right? Everything
Hmm.
everything could be mathed out. You know? We could use science to replicate organs, replicate parts. So if somebody was a
And
brilliant mind, which you can just learn to be smart, you can't always be magically gifted or talented off the rip,
yeah,
but everybody can do math, even those who are more dim-witted. So I'm still trying to work out the kink of souls. But if a
yeah,
body isn't technically dead, no matter what its position is and how destroyed it is, with enough research, I can bring it back together. But I just need to conquer death from learning the soul because oh, would this world know about like I don't know. There's a lot of dumb shit regarding like the human soul out of character. I'm speaking out of character right now
Mhm.
about like the weight of the body contracting and relaxing, or like the idea of what a psyche is,
Yeah.
like the intangible. Because technically speaking, if somebody was dead but their brain is completely intact and you could supply it with oxygen, they would still be dead. They're brain dead.
yeah.
There's nothing going on,
Um,
no brain activity. So I don't know. I'm asking to a DM standpoint, does this world know about the psyche?
It does.
Okay,
It does indeed.
so so basically zero. The last bit of math that I have to work out is something that can't be quantified, and it's the humans or whatever race, the person's psyche. I can't really bring that back right now. I'm trying to figure that out.
yeah, that might
But
be a
technically,
little bit.
I could chop up and research any cadaver ever and just start, if I had like carbon or maybe even living carbon like tissue, real skin cells, stuff like that to work with, I could make things from dead people or bring dead people back if I knew how to
So, how is
claim their
this not
psyche.
like necromancy? I'm not so sure if that's really something I should really ask about this, but
Oh well,
from
no,
an
that's
out,
completely fine. I'm the inquisitive type, and I like learning. Necromancy would be mindless puppets. I'm literally trying to bring them back as they were.
mm,
And now here's the thing: I do draw the line at if it was a terrible, shitty scumbag person and they died. I'm saying for people who are caught up in like explosions, or get caught up in bullshit, horrible events, and they get taken from their families and their loved ones immediately. Just no fucking nothing. They didn't do anything. They were just existing. If you die a natural death, you die. I'm fine. I'm not going to bring your ass back. But say you're out adventuring and you're a good-hearted individual, a good person, a character, and you're worth keeping around, and you die because you fucked up and a monster lopped your head off. Well, damn, you died and it was on you, but you probably don't deserve to die. You know, you're just fighting monsters.
Yeah.
So there's like a level of like a moral ambiguity that a moral compass. Necromancy is just willy nilly. Ooh, let's bring this person out of their grave to work as basically my slave. Yeah,
As,
no, I'm
as
not
you
really.
guys are walking and talking, from behind you, Gunner's actually gonna show up.
Oh,
Oh,
Your
dude,
favorite rabbit man has arrived.
Okay, so
I turned my head back.
essentially, Gunner, to fill you in a little bit for context, you were sent away with the bag of metals to deliver it with Caroline, and then Caroline told you that she's got it, and she's gonna go deliver it, and so she sent you back to the group.
All right, sounds good.
Turn my head. What's up, Gunner? I thought you were going with Caroline.
No, she said she's got it.
I mean,
I give a shrug. Okay, well, you're gonna sit through a boring fucking lecture from a bunch of old elves. I don't know if that's
Well,
really your
yeah.
cup of tea, but maybe
Well,
you
I mean,
can look
I was
around or
I was there for the first one,
whatever.
so I was there for the first session, so I might as well be here for the second one.
What?
Yeah.
Go into the diplomacy guild and yap,
Mhm,
have people
mhm.
yap at you? Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
Talking to people is not
Same
what I would say
people,
a strong suit.
same people, same results.
I'm alright with people. It's just I think that we should set up a few rules. Speak very plainly, and do not try to ingratiate yourself. I don't know if they'll
yeah,
like that. So just kind of talk, give information and facts. I'll try to force, or not force them, but encourage them to use the zone of truth, so I can be as, you know, as confident in my words as they can be as in confidence in my words as I am. If that makes sense. So we can get this information, get this over with, and I might ask to look at their deeper sections of their library to maybe look into reaching out to Nalthrix, the Elder Council, because from the information we gathered, if we need to stop this from happening, it needs to start with them because they're not allied with us. And because they've lumped all of greater man or humanoid kind into one group, it kind of makes it difficult for them to side with us because they think we're all stupid idiots and we don't know what we're doing. But some of us are kind of intelligent. So that's probably what we're going to do. So the game plan is just keep your lips relatively sealed. Don't speak out of turn. Be polite but not overbearing. These guys have got a very secretive culture, and they're also kind of snooty. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just gonna walk in there. We're gonna find the library. Ask for directions politely. Find the library. Go speak with whomever the head of the library is. Tell them who we are, and we're just gonna establish it that way. And we're gonna go over there. We're gonna tell the truth as we know it.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're chilling. Sounds. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. At least we're just kind of gonna walk in and be like, "Hey, what's good?"
Yeah, no. I don't know if these guys are gonna be etiquette snobs either. So just try to be as plain as physically possible.
Yeah, formalities and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I know that
wiki.
you guys came from the country. I mean, I technically did too. Kind of. I was from Sarafel, but I grew up in the country. Yeah, whatever. I get the idea. So what we
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
is nice, they might not believe is it's not their part of their culture. And also just be respectful, I guess.
Have you
That's
have you interacted with elves before? Would you have any idea what they're kind of like?
well, DM. What I have.
You've interacted with them briefly, mainly through your father, and as such, you are able to speak most
Elvish.
of Elvish language.
Yeah, I can also speak Elvish. So if they want to take a conversation to Elvish, which would make them more comfortable, I can be the speaker.
Okay.
Okay, no problem with that.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you're not
It
too
also might be more
uncomfortable with doing
personal.
that.
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
All right.
I've spoken with the Elvish people's, not frequently, but briefly enough to know. So
Okay.
we'll be all right.
Sounds good.
We'll see how it goes. Though. It's been a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So, any other in between talk, or are we just kind of gonna go there?
Nope. That's all I got. I'm just thinking about how I can be as personable as possible to these people, out of character.
Yeah.
All right.
Alrighty, in that case, you guys continue, and like I said, this whole thing takes 2-3 hours. Also, Gunner, if you could please take a short rest on your character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
And roll that
Yeah, roll as many hit die as you want to get your HP up if you get fucked up.
Yeah, so roll as many hit dice as you want to regain HP. If you don't know how that works, you just left click on the hit dice button underneath your hit points, and then it'll roll for you, and then you recover that much HP, and you can do it up to 5 times. Seeing as you have 5 hit dice, and then after that, click the short rest.
How many do I need? Let's see.
Boom.
Nice.
Okay, there we go. I'm back to full.
That 9's pretty solid. So you got 9, 9, 18. That's 18 up.
Yeah, I'm back to full.
And then you remove
Wonderful.
you move 3 from your hit dice.
Because you ran 3.
And then you'll click on the short rest button.
That's what I did. Wait. I'm clicking short rest and it's not doing anything.
Yeah, I probably won't do anything. It's
What
not
is-
gonna
what is short
show
rest?
anything much.
Well, yeah, but what
Yeah.
what does a short rest give you necessarily?
It gives you some things.
Hit die.
It's
very
the short rest is what allows you to use your hit die.
Hmm.
So think of it as you just rested for an hour to regain that many hit points.
It's not too big of a deal.
Sometimes some resources, I believe you regained your key because that was at 1, and now you're at 5. So you got your key points back.
That's actually pretty solid. 'Cause
No,
it's a
I did
wonderful
that.
resource.
I did that myself because yeah, no, okay, because it says monks regain their expended key points during a short rest, but
Dude,
when I
that's
clicked
kick ass.
when I clicked it on the website on like Roll20, it does not change at all. Like, here,
Oh,
put it back.
it
to
might
mine.
not. Hold on. I got you.
Put it back. to
I
mine.
got
You
you.
can
bro.
change it.
I just fixed it.
I don't get shit when I short
Thank
rest,
you.
dude.
When I click it, yeah,
It's-
there we go.
There we go. I fixed it for you.
Thank
If
you.
that
Very
ever happens
sufficient.
again, click the little gear and then rest on, and then you click the short
Reset
rest.
on short rest. Ah, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, reset on.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah. So that's your whole rest done. But then it takes you guys 2 or 3 hours before you finally make it to the outside of Aeonis. And Aeonis, you like I said, you can see it from the road, but as you get closer, you can tell just truly how different this city is compared to the rest of the mainly human settlements around the world, including even like what's in Anabreca in the north and what is around the heart and whatnot. It's very different. The architecture is a lot more elegant and purposeful, with a lot of designs made purely for tradition or the like, and a lot of it is very uniform as well. Also mixing in several aspects of nature, mixing in certain trees into their builds, using bark or tree wood to add to things. There's also runes here and there. But yeah, no, that's kind of how the whole place is set up.
So, would you say that their kind of culture is more like shamanistic, if that makes sense?
In a way. And like I said, they're in this world, elves come from they're
Trees.
children of arboreals and humans. So sometimes they will have different skin color or different features, maybe combining the two, but almost always they will have pointed ears, but that is not always guaranteed.
Yeah. It just depends on what their ancestry looks like, I guess, and whatever their potential for that is. Have I been in Aeonis
You
personally?
have. You were traveling with your father.
Okay. Would I have a single ounce of clue on where the library is, or must I ask around in Elvish? That's fine if I do.
You may need to ask around. You don't remember where it was. But you do remember you did visit the library with your father at some point.
Okay, so I might be able to find my way around the library at least with
Yeah.
some information.
If
I
you
might
saw
find
the
useful.
building, you'd probably recognize it.
Okay. Is there any people on the streets roaming about, going about their daily life? Is there anybody
Yes.
doing less than that?
There's not anyone who's just standing there or anything, but there's a lot of people wandering around and walking through the streets.
Who's the least busiest looking individual?
I'd say most of them look equally busy as they're just walking.
Damn.
Most of them walk with purpose.
Yeah. Is there a nice, or is there a sweet looking lady that I can talk to? Is definitely more likely to at least be nicer.
You could find one, yes.
Yes. It'd be better to have a conversation with a woman than it would be probably like, oh man, you know. They're like that. They're all kind of like feminine in a sense,
Mm-hmm.
or androgynous, I guess. I'll speak up in Elvish politely. Hey, miss, would you happen to know the way to the library?
She
We're
turns
here
to
on business.
you slowly and looks at your group and almost immediately seems to notice that you're outsiders. She speaks to you. Megovanen na Ionath, which in Elvish that means welcome to Ionis.
Thank you. Like I said, we're here on business, and we were told by the Diplomacy Guild's leader, and it was agreed upon by whomever your leader is, to come to the library to gain some insight as into the trial, the event of the trials. Continuing Elvish, of course.
Mm-hmm. She nods and responds. I ville thrill iana hir nuan, which means the library is to the north, traveler.
Thank you. I give her a very polite bow, and I give a wave
She
to my
returns a bow to
companion.
you as well with a slight smile.
They don't fucking hate me, guys! Guys, they don't hate me! Guys, we're not cooked!
And for reference, you other two, since you don't know, at least I don't think you know Elvish.
I don't. Nah.
If you know Elvish, then you know.
Okay, then you
Sort of.
guys would just, you'd hear what I said and just not
Guys.
understand it.
I'm gonna
not
keep it a buck.
Herfolk, got no clue.
I have zero fucking charisma, okay?
Yeah, no, I know Dwarvish, not Elvish.
Oh hey, well you can work the Earner Barrow side and I can work this side.
Yep. Diversity.
All you gotta do with the dwarven culture is prove that you're a hard worker. And they'll fucking love you.
Yeah.
But yes, so we're going to head north from this point towards presumably the library.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see on the map on Roll20, the entrance is to the east, so if you head to the northern side, that's where you see this more where you get to more of a public square area with more of the utilities and shops and etc., etc. The main things that people need to get to. Whereas if you head more so south, that's where you get more of the political buildings, and then littered in between them are the residencies and whatnot. So you guys are making your way to the north, to the library, or somewhere north to find the library.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'll know when I see it.
All right. So after a little bit of traveling through the city, you get a few odd looks, but none of them are rude. At least that you can tell.
Yeah, it's just like, holy shit, there's outsiders here, of all places. I bet.
And you do see occasionally some other outsiders, and you can mainly denote them by their obvious outstanding fashion
Not
or
elves.
look. And like I said, you do find several elves, all of different colors. Some blue, some orange. Some are have like a paler skin, some have darker skin. You know, it just depends on their heritage and whatnot. But you see a very diverse community in here. But as you travel through to the north, you go past several of the shops. You see several magical shops, which are very intricately designed as well, as you can expect from the architecture of Aeonis. And then you do end up seeing some blacksmiths along the way, and you do notice that these blacksmiths aren't very buff or anything. They're just so you see a little bit more muscle on them, but not anything close to the mole you saw.
Brawny. They're not brawny. They're like technique guys.
Yeah,
If that makes sense.
you could say that. It would appear that most of them in this society use quite a bit of magic to, make ends meet more so
Smith.
than their physique and all the physical aspects of things. So if you
Yeah.
look closer at the blacksmiths and whatnot, you can see that they have some type of magical spellcaster in their hands and their arms to increase their strength.
Or otherwise manipulate the metal.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll politely
So-
walk past, making sure to give people a fair distance. And I guess we'll walk as single file as possible, so not to get in the way. What was up? Zero?
Nothing. Nothing. I'm gonna keep my comment to myself. I was
Alright.
gonna say something to like a dude, but nah. I'm not gonna try and
Don't worry
ruin
about
a reputation like that.
Don't even network. Don't network here. Do not. If
No.
anybody, I'll network here once I've gained a foothold here, considering I can also speak their native language, which is probably a lot more personable to them. They would
Yeah.
they'd probably enjoy that a lot more.
Yeah.
Instead of a sleazy car salesman, hey, you want to work with us? Like rubbing your hands together, all fucking, Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I
I don't want to come off as like grimy.
Yeah, no. These
Yeah.
guys are definitely
So-
very to know pace.
Yeah, no. So we're just gonna end up probably continuing.
Okay, so you continue for a while until you finally find a building that you're not sure if it's the library, but it's the only one of the buildings that seems to strike something in your brain. Seems to have some semblance of something in there.
I'll reach out and I'll touch the door to get thoughts on it. The last thoughts on the door.
Roll insight, please.
This will tell me if it's the library or not without me even going in. I love my little glove. My glove does all my work for me, bro. A moderate
Oh.
roll, 17. What does that give me?
You get a feeling of calm.
Calm. Yep, definitely the library. Because if it was a political-based things, there'd be people jabbering on and getting pissy, or ooh, I can't wait to chew this guy out when I get in here and fucking argue with him over politics. Yep, I think this is it, guys.
Alright.
Kind of striking a chord in my brain. I say as I open the door. Open the door. I'm gonna open it.
You open the door.
Calmly and gently, and hopefully not swing it on anybody's face.
You open this very inortly designed door, and inside you see a very large opening to which is the entirety of what appears to be the library that you're looking for, with shelves ranging everywhere around you in rows and rows, with little desks here and there and little nooks and crannies. And you see that this place is very much so inspired by a tree design. So you can see a lot of it kind of looks like it was woven into or built into a tree trunk of sorts, or at least that's what it was
Like a
built to
ring?
be. But this goes on for floors and floors and floors above you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, very ring designed.
And there is a desk to your left when you enter, but otherwise there's just the library.
Is
There
any
are several people
librarian
within
or
here.
keepers?
There is someone at the
I
desk.
mean, okay. I'm gonna walk up to the desk very politely, very closed. Or I'm gonna keep my posture on open, keep my shoulders in an open stance, but keep my hands to myself and at my sides as I go up, and I'm gonna speak to this ma'am or sir.
All right.
Whomever is attendant.
This appears to be well, you can't really tell the age of the elf since most of them look very similar and they can live for a very long time. But it's a male elf working there with some glasses on, which appear to have some sort of magical aspect to them. And he's looking through many different scrolls that are stacked upon his desk to the left, and then he places them on a stack to the right, which is significantly smaller.
I'll pipe up again in Elvish. Sir, would you happen to be the keeper of these great books and scrolls? I'd be sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt your work, but we're here from the Diplomacy Guild, uh, sent by. Oh shit. I pause. I pause. I pause. I pause. I pause. What I speak. Lore. What's this? What is? Nope. Zalor. How did Zalor?
Zalor.
Zalor. Yes.
Molnar
I
did
just pulled that from
Zalor.
my brain. Yes. By the Diplomacy Guild's guild master, Zelor. And we're here to get an insight into the trials.
He
Or
looks
anything.
up and sets down his glasses for a second and looks to you each, and he responds in Elvish. Nei, an uniran neir. Which means, why, yes. Are you looking for anything specific?
Zelor mentions scrolls or texts referencing Nalthorix or the Elder Council. And myself, I'm interested, if I may, on ways that they could be found or reached out to. Because I got a little bit more of an insight. I don't know if you guys journal or account things, and you can even put me under a zone of truth if you'd like to figure this out. But I have things that I must share with the world. I don't know if news is hit, but I'm gonna continue. This is all continuing in Elvish. There are these rifts or portals from another realm that are opening up. One opened near us, and a dark figure that was then deemed by a companion to be a null soldier popped out. And apparently, this is the reason for why the trees exist. Yes? Do you know this information? If you don't, that's fine.
He shakes his
But
head
that's the reason
no
why.
slowly.
But I must, if I may, come across any more information about the Elder Council or Nalthrix. Sorry for the rants. That's a lot of information to put on.
He kind of nods slowly, not completely understanding everything, and responds. Ai lindora, kanun putian, I korea kante, which means that the information you seek may be in the fourth basement.
And we're granted access just at a snap of a finger, or do you want somebody in attendance with us, or what could we do for you to make your job easier?
He responds saying that it's all public and no one needs to follow you in to make sure everything works fine.
Okay. Well, I'll go survey the fourth basement. Thank you. I give a nice bow before standing and trying to make my way to the stairs.
He
Looking for the stairs.
He'll give a very slight nod in response to you, more out of courtesy and professionalism than anything, before he puts back on his glasses to continue his work.
Okay.
Can you roll history for me? Just you.
Oh, why sure I can. See if I can remember the layout of this, I assume.
Yes.
The purpose is history. Not the
All right.
greatest. But it's
You
a
remember
proper
that
roll.
the fourth basement is the lowest floor in the library, and the library is sorted from bottom to top in terms of how modern or how
Old
close to
to
the
new.
present. Yes, old to new,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah. So this shit is all very delicate. Yeah.
The main way of transport is via to get up and down is via the spiral staircases that are around the library.
Assumed.
The main one being the very center of the entire place.
Yeah, we'll move to the center and we'll descend to the fourth level of the basement. I'll just
So
have them accompany me quietly.
as you guys continue down, you can see that there's several stopping points to get off for the different floors. And obviously, since there's no natural light down here, you'll see that there are wall sconces scattered around here with these magical greenish lights that seem to burn endlessly without any fuel.
Yes, very elvish.
Yes, and as you get lower and lower, you do notice that they do still maintain everything very nicely. There's not a lot of dust, regardless of how deep you go. And you do still find occasionally some individuals that are actually down here looking for information or working. But you guys do make it down to the fourth basement, as they called it. And this has much more supports down here, but it still has many, many rows upon rows of different books and scrolls and whatnot. Except you can definitely tell that these are definitely older, because some of them are ripped or damaged or indecipherable or from a language you don't understand.
I've got a special glove for that. I can fix that.
You got a special glove, huh?
I got a special glove. No, this will work out fine. I've got an idea. I've got an idea regarding specifically, hypothetically, if I was to read text and there was ripped parts that I could not understand, I would run my finger along using my glove slowly to pick up the intended message and feeling. You know what I'm saying?
You could try.
Even if it's in an ancient language, that's the plan. Once we find something that may be referencing. So, is it organized alphabetically?
It's organized chronologically, more so than alphabetically.
Okay. Well, because of what we heard from Tara, I'm gonna go way to like the first recorded shits.
So how this works is the closer you are to the stairs, the more new it is. So you'll be going as far back as possible.
Is it like I guess is important. Is it clockwise or counterclockwise in terms of the oldness? Like a spiral.
It is clockwise.
Okay, so I'm going to go to 11 o'clock, and I'm going to go as far back as I can.
Alright, you walk for probably
Get the first
about
recorded shit.
2-3 minutes straight, walking past all these different shelves and whatnot, and the lights still continue to, be frequent, so it's not dark or unkempt. But you make it back there, and you see these destroyed documents, some of them barely legible at all, and you see many different types of old things of the like.
Okay. In these old documents, can I slide them off of the shelf if they're scrolls or parchment or otherwise bits of information? Because I don't know if this old would even have straight up books and paper.
Mm-hmm.
Is it even decipherable?
It is not in a language you understand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to touch it and read the information off of it anyway, as much as I can.
Roll insight for me, please.
All right, guys. This comes the boring. This is like rolling your heads or tails coin on a goddamn bookcase in Fear and Hunger. Yep, we're gonna get that empty scroll, boys. Oh Lord, teach me.
You get a
Healing
very calm feeling and a purposeful one. That's all you get.
Calm feeling. Okay, well that's not really what I'm looking for. I'm gonna very, very neatly and gently slide it back onto the shelf in a very gentle manner, so not to fucking destroy it.
Could you roll Arcana, please?
Whoa.
Oh, I'm just gonna pull off a detector. I'm gonna get fucking jumped. Why are you tampering with our shit, you dumbass? We're gonna come and beat you with a stick. I was trying to read information. This glove can read minds. Can put me under a goddamn aura of truth or whatever. Don't believe me.
All right.
Take your pick. I don't.
Nothing happens.
I'm gonna get fucking jumped. I'm gonna keep doing this.
I just like the
The
idea
oldest.
that me and Gunner are just standing around like idiots while he like is like locked in on
He's
researching
feeling
because
these
we don't really.
papers.
Yeah,
Dude, I
because we
literally
really don't have anything to do about this.
I am
no, dude.
actively
That's what I
taking
think is so. I literally warned you guys. I warned your characters in advance, and I knew that this is how it was gonna be, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I know.
continue to do this. What's the next most legible, not fucking destroyed document that
Zero,
is
you want to play
probably
rock
not
paper
been
scissors?
fingered?
We'll just be off to the side playing rock paper scissors. Yeah, that's a great idea.
You
All
can
right.
do it in.
So you probably go several minutes down the bookshelf before you find anything legible, and it is in Elvish first off, and it is hard to decipher because it is in Old Elvish.
Can I use my finger to slowly draw along the text to pull context and, I guess, like cadences and context via the thoughts and feelings? And if I get a good roll, obviously maybe more connotations or denotations within their words, because I can't quite understand it, but I could abridge it
Roll insight, please.
if I try, maybe.
You get that same.
Oh.
You get that same purposeful calm as before. Exactly the same as if it was from the same person.
Is there a
Could you roll Arcana again, please?
inscription? Is there an inscription of
Author?
a person, author, or
No.
even a writer? If it's not an author, okay.
But the writing does look different.
14.
You can kind of notice that these scripts and scrolls and whatnot appear to have some magical aura around them. You don't know exactly what it does, though, but it's just a faint shimmer you kind of see here and there. But
Probably to preserve them. Or to be like hey, you can't leave with these scrolls or else it's going to get put off an alarm. The moment you leave the basement, we're going to jump your ass. I assume. Okay. Could I abridge any of the words pairing Elvish with my insight of like its meaning?
so based on with a little bit of language barrier, but you as well as your insight roll, you're able to discern and manage to read mostly what this document is. This document appears to be the starting of the planning of the building of Ionis.
Useful. Can I at least pull a date? A numeric or some sort of date?
Pull a date off of the paper.
Yes.
It is not dated.
Shit.
However,
Is this
it is
bookshelf?
after the weave was made. If that's anything you're looking for.
So, are these shelves categoric, like top down? Like this entire like shelf, top to down, is whatever this era?
Yeah.
Okay. So if that's the weave, then I gotta go back into the non-decipherable shit if I want any information I actually want. That's in like languages I don't understand. And this is like the oldest you can get,
Yeah.
which is crazy. They haven't got shit here. This is kind of a waste of time.
Right.
I'm gonna go back into the oldest section, and I'm gonna try to peel as much as I can.
I'm gonna interject real quick. I'm just gonna like look down the like. Would you say this is just like basically one like giant hallway, with just like scrolls and stuff?
It's a hallway that intersects several different other hallways.
Okay, basically I'm just gonna look down to wherever Milo is. I'm just gonna yell, "Find anything good?"
Well, the only thing that was even legible, and it was in ancient Elvish. It's a library, so we got to keep our voice down. And yeah, it's an old Elvish, and it is not even to the date that I'm trying to reach. It's after Weave. I need before Weave information. And when I went to check before we have information, it ain't even in Elvish or anything, bro. I can't even fucking tell you what it is.
It does it have
I tried
any
to use my
semblance
glove
of
on it.
any? Does
That's
it,
the
well,
only.
I was just gonna ask, does it have any semblance of any languages that we would know now, or is it like something completely unknown?
I can maybe pair some of these together and like pull out old Elvish and a couple other old languages. Maybe along the. Was there a desk when we entered here?
Was there a desk?
Yeah.
Not on this floor, no. Just on the main floor.
Fuck. Ah.
Would you uh, uh, would you know like any if anything was like potentially dwarvish? Because I could help out in that sense.
I mean, hey man, if you want to look around the ring and see if you wanna, because this is old shit, but I assume this is mostly old shit related to elves, which is fine. But if you can search this circuit here, because this is as old as it gets, and see if you can find anything in Dwarvish. Hey Gunnar, you know any other languages other than your own that may be exotic or kind of weird and ancient? Might date back.
You speak abyssal?
I
You
kind
dabble?
of, I kind of, I kind of wish that somebody here could, because some of this shit just is illegible to me. I know that some of it's faintly magic, but I don't know if that was done to preserve them or maybe keep them from getting stolen.
Nope, I'm a common speaker,
Meg.
and I can
That's no use
understand.
then.
I can understand, other rabbits squeaking, but
Yeah, I don't think there's gonna be any, Deus Ex information hidden behind rabbit folk speak. Not
Okay.
to bring any hate to you. No bash. It's just the truth.
No bash. It's fine. Okay. Well, I'm gonna give my hand at it and give it a whirl. I guess I'm gonna like start looking back. Would it? Obviously, probably not. But is there any? Do I pick up anything like as I'm going sorting through things? Anything dwarvish?
How long are you guys looking?
I'm willing to look for the rest of the day.
Yeah, honestly, me too. Because this is pretty important.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. If we get some context here, like I'm looking up how to summon the fucking Elder Council right now is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to engage
Yeah,
in
this is
a.
pretty.
I'm trying to do
Pretty
a
big shit.
I'm trying to get in a democratic speedrun skit right now, where I just go and talk to them personally. No apostle, no nonsense. No, I don't have to search the end of the earth for their asses. You know,
All right,
might have
so
to take it to the goddamn tree.
Zero, you do find a document that appears to kind of stand out from the rest of them, as it is written in several different languages. You do kind of you kind of understand one. It appears to be really old Dwarvish, but they seem to be separated into different paragraphs, and there's 5 different paragraphs, all in different languages, with the bottom one looking to be like signatures of sorts.
Hey, Milo, I think this might be like a declaration of peace or something. There's something here. I mean, it looks like dwarvish, but there's also some other stuff. Maybe you can decipher some of this. Maybe it's elvish.
You try to read off your parts. I'll drag my finger along the other parts and see if I can pull like information.
Okay. So I'm gonna basically like look over it, and I'm just basically gonna be speaking like, like if you're like, what's the
It's
word?
like we're sharing a book in school. It's like we put our desks together, and you're gonna hold one side, I'm gonna hold the other side.
Yeah, no. I'm saying like as I'm reading it, I'm just gonna be like speaking basically like broken English because it's like, because obviously it's not like fluent dwarvish that I would know. It's more
Old
like,
ancient shit.
yeah. So I'm just kind of gonna get bits and pieces. Mr. DM, man, should I do like a roll to see how like well I
Yeah, roll
understand it?
history, please.
I'm
Gotcha.
gonna whenever I see you snag up, I'm gonna run my finger over it and see if I can get any other
Not bad. Okay.
secondary
So
bits.
like
Roll
I would
insight.
assume I kind of understand. What's up?
I was talking to Milo.
Oh,
Insight.
okay.
Oop,
Yeah.
12.
You get
Pretty
the same
mid.
exact purposeful calm.
Come on, stop! No, I was talking about like the
Is this-
words themselves. No, why do you gotta read with such a blank fucking face, buddy? It's not like you're in a journal and you're like, I fucking hate this guy so much,
Well, like,
and there's
wouldn't it be
intention.
like hopeful? Because this seems like kind of like a declaration of peace or something kind of like
Well-
it's a very important document, so there might be some big emotion, I would assume. Maybe not. I don't know.
This
Yeah.
just
If
to
I know
note,
if I-
this feels the same exact way as the other ones, like to a T. But
Any-
with your 14 history, you managed to pick up some words stating. You didn't pick up a lot, but you picked up maybe half of it. And from the fragments
Okay.
here, the piece together that in this paragraph, it was stating something about dwarves helping someone. You couldn't read exactly what it was, but it was dwarves banded together to help someone or something.
Okay. I'm gonna relay the same info to Milo. I'm gonna be like, so it appears this is some sort of bond of a variety. From what I'm picking up here, it looks like the dwarves were agreeing to something or like helping somebody out. I can't really quite make out who. I'm not sure if you can do anything with that information.
Is there any languages here that I can pick up on?
There is a
No Elvish,
paragraph
Elvish, none.
right above that in Elvish, in old Elvish. So you can attempt to read it like
Shit.
history.
Okay.
Ooh, this is even more ancient.
Everything's riding on this history roll right here.
Who?
Right
You
there.
absolutely sold.
9. Dude, bro, I've been racking my brain. It's about ready to overheat.
You can barely pick out that it's some sort of pledge about something.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I'm not getting much anything here, dude. My head hurts. I got a headache.
Want to call it a night, I
Not
guess. Maybe hit it hard tomorrow.
no. I don't want to come back here, bro. I want to solve this information. I want to get it going.
Despite
it
me
seems like
not
we're
know,
going
probably
nowhere.
knowing nothing.
What was that?
Despite me probably knowing nothing, can I take a look at the scroll?
You may.
I simply speak common and the hair
Hairfolk.
folk language.
And bunny.
You don't really seem to recognize anything on the paper.
Yep, no hair folk
You're
language.
fucked. Yeah, no, I wouldn't expect that.
While
No,
you
but,
guys are
from-
trying to like read this, one of the workers is gonna like walk past you guys, and he continues to like clean the different documents, putting his hand over them and using some sort of magic to reset the different magical things that have been placed upon them, and then also cleaning them.
Okay. I'm gonna
Um,
nudge Milo. I'm gonna be like, hey, you know Elvish. Go see if maybe he
yeah,
can
no,
help us.
dude, I was already gonna do that, man.
Okay.
We're thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna offer one last insight. Yeah, no, it looks like it's a pledge of some sort through multiple different races. So I think it's this race agrees, this race agrees, this race, and so on and so forth. Because I picked that up ancient. I'm gonna point at the paragraph. That's ancient Elvish, and if what you're reading is Dwarvish, then there's some other groups that were in,
Yeah. This is
agreeance to
definitely
something.
it's an alliance of some variety. We can at least get that much.
Is this a ma'am or a sir?
Looks to be a sir.
I'll pipe up in Elvish again. Sir, I know that you're housekeeping and making sure that everything here is tip-top shape, and you might not know this information, but do you know the scroll or information that was shared with the Diplomacy Guild about Nalthrix and the Elder Council? We're sent here by Zalor himself to look into a weird occurrence at the trial that involves Nalthrix and the Elder Council, and they received some sort of information from right here in this library about Nalthrix, whatever, an Elder Council, but Nalthrix specifically. Would you happen to know where that is?
He looks to you and ponders for a second and responds, Nin hanan ni uva hilin? Chuva na
question.
ito clara? I called on Marai ol ilidrim near Naquande. He says that he's sorry and doesn't exactly know much about what you're talking about, but he says you can go talk to the head department of knowledge and education. They might have something.
That's better than nothing.
I offer his hand to shake. I don't know if that's part of what they do. Thank you, sir.
He gives
That's
you a
actually
bow.
extremely helpful.
He gives you a bow
Oh.
and walks
I
away.
pull my hand back and bow. Sorry, not the touchy type.
He gives a slight smile of amusement and gets back to cleaning.
Yeah. Let's put all our shit back. I move back to common. Put the shit back where you found it. Be careful. Be nice. We're gonna go talk to the head and see if they can get anything. Because if we're fucking lost down here, there ain't no chance we're finding this information. I can't read half of it. If he can't read languages that are necessary, pointing to Gunner and dwarf. This is a goose chase. Just ask for help. We just swallow our pride and fuck off. I'm gonna take what scraps I had back, put them exactly where I found them.
All right.
And where can that guy be found? And if I don't know where that is, I'll ask the same guy.
You don't know, but you could ponder about it if you want to, or you could ask the guy.
I'm just gonna ask the guy, bro. I'm swallowing my fucking pride. These guys know. I'm gonna turn my head around the bookcase as he's moved on. In Elvish, of course. Sir, where would that happen to be? We're kind of lost here.
Top floor of the library.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Man, I hate those stairs.
Oh, come on. Get your wimpy ass up the stairs. I think this might be a way better strategy than just looking through books all day. You are going to trade your brain power for your leg power, and we're going to get this over with.
Yeah,
Now.
Man, this shit's so bad, I gotta have to action surge. No, but
So we're going to climb up all of the basement stairs, all of the stairs to the top floor.
You guys
It's a lot of
climb
fucking stairs.
up 15 floors of stairs, 19 if you count going up to the up 4 of the flights of stairs to get to the
Man, I'm
first level.
dead.
$19 Fortnite card. Who wants it?
So you make it all the way to the top, and this appears to be you can definitely tell that this is the office of the Department of Knowledge and Education and whatnot, because it is labeled as such via a colorful sign, colorful as in sort of magical, above a door, which, once you get up here, it's not much aside from this room. It's kind of like a cylindrical, spherish roof with almost like a skylight. And then there's so it's a staircase, and you walk up to the door. That's all there is.
I'm going to offer up a couple knocks to the door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As is always done. And if I don't get an answer, I'm gonna peek the door open. I'm gonna go coming in in Elvish.
So when you knock several times, someone does come to the door, and they open the door. And this appears to be a more feminine-looking elf. She's taller than you by quite a bit.
Damn, Shirt King moment.
And she talks to you in common. Is there something you need?
Oh, common. I could do that. Yeah, we're looking for information. We got sent by Zalor from the Diplomacy Guilds.
Could I see proof of that, if you have anything?
Shit. Do you have a Zone of Truth or something of the sort? I don't have parchment on me because Zalor was not. He didn't have the forethought to provide me with that because we got attacked day of.
Not even like a letter or anything?
No. I know.
Do we
I
still
know
have
it's
the letter
stupid.
do we still have the letter from
The old
Diplomacy Guild
parchment
to go to
from
the
the Diplomacy Guild to go. Yeah. That's the one thing I can think of. I didn't get rid of it, and I was the one who was holding it.
So probably be just
I guess that's our only proof is that we went.
Yeah,
to
no, I mean
Diplomacy
the
Guild.
only thing I got was our way to get there. We went there yesterday, and that's when it came under attack. it's got the seal here of proof, but this is a different assignment that was there to talk to Zalor about.
Can I see it?
Yeah, sure. No, I say that, pulling it out, giving it to her.
She looks it
Try to be as
over
honest as
and
possible.
studies the stamp, holds it up to the light to make sure it isn't fake or anything, and then she folds it and hands it back to you. The letter you handed should suffice. What exactly do you need?
Ooh. Okay, so when we went to the Diplomacy Guild because we turned in information from the trial about an appearance of somebody by the name of Nauthrix and reference of an elder council. So said Diplomacy Guild, probably sent by letter or by person, asked you good people here at the library, if you can find any information on that. I'm wondering if I can find the tome or scroll or even parchment of the reference of Nauthrix or any other things by that,
I see.
or with a similar reference.
If you would just take a
And
seat inside, I think we may have documents relating to that information if you'd just be patient enough.
really, that's awesome. Now we can wait here as long as you want. It's
Yep.
actually pretty important, and we can take all the time we need to get this information.
Very well then. Take a seat inside and I'll have my associate probe your minds if that's alright.
That is completely wonderful. I think
I'm
that
gonna immediately
clarity
begin
is.
taking my cowl off so I don't
Yeah.
accidentally do the thing I did last time.
Yeah. Hold on. Yep. Get that off. Yeah. This. He has he wears a counterspell thing. It's fine. He's taking it off.
Yep, we're
No
chill.
weird tricks. We're
Doing
trying to
good stuff.
maintain utmost amount of clarity and yeah, understanding. So you can probe our minds to your heart's content.
Thank you. She walks in to the room and kind of lets you guys in, leaving the door open. There are several seats inside. No one is currently in the room aside from what appears to be her secretary, associate, just her assistant of sorts, at a desk doing paperwork, it looks like. There are several seats around, almost like a waiting room here that you guys can sit down in, and then she goes off into one of the rooms at the back. There's three kind of like doorways that lead off somewhere else, along with her actual desk.
I'll politely sit down. Pull my chair out, and scoop myself back in, and just sit down, relax.
Yep. I'll get all comfy.
Yep.
Seems
Honestly,
like
wanted
a
to
much.
do enough to do the same.
This is a much better strategy than going down there ourselves to look for it. Because honestly, I don't know of any
Going in
way that
blind
we could
is
have done that.
not smart.
Yeah, no. These wonderful people here can do it a hell of a lot better. They're a hell of a lot more scholarly than I am. I'm more physical, hands-on, picking apart bodies and such. That's the kind of research I'd much rather do. Because it's direct information.
As you guys are talking, the assistant will get up and go behind your chairs and will one by one place his hand on your head just for a brief moment. This seems to be a lot faster than the process that the Solar was doing, but it also appears to be higher level magic, and that's denoted by the efficiency as well as there's no pain involved at all, and you don't feel like you're going to lose any consciousness or hurl or throw up or anything. So in just a mere minute, he goes through all of you and kind of just nods as he goes along and sits back down at his desk, writing down some type of note.
Huh. They must be the ones that pioneered that spell. That's actually pretty cool. I'll have to ask them about that. Or maybe not.
I think it's best not to pry. We're not really in a situation to do that.
No, I'm saying once we're done here.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Alrighty, after waiting about like 10 to 15 minutes, the lady comes back out with some documents in her hands that appear to be written in common. So she either transcribed them or found some documents in common. And she
Crazy.
first she goes over to her desk and overlooks the information that was written down, kind of just nodding slowly, and then she gives a very puzzled look for a second before walking over to you guys and handing you guys the papers she found. These include some of the documents that I was able to find. I transcribed as much as I could into Common for you, but that isn't something we normally do.
No, yeah, thank you. I know a little bit of Elvish if there was anything on here, but obviously you have that handled. Thank you though. Let's see here. I'm gonna grab some of the documents and just give them a quick skim, looking for Nalthrix, Elder Council, Nalthrix, whatever and such.
So, as this is written in Common in its entirety, you are able to read, and you glean from all of these documents that Nalthrix is in fact confirmed to be a dragon and not a human of sorts. So he's confirmed to be a dragon. And his Elder Council is assumed to also be dragons.
W.
He used to rule over what was Zudrosia at that time. There doesn't appear to be a name for it, but that's just what is written down on this piece of paper. And his reign ended long, long ago. There is not a date to this, just a long, long time ago. It also states that he was a magic wielder of no other. He significantly outclassed anyone of his time, and he had the ability to transform into a dragon.
As what a dragon would.
So this makes the assumption that he also had the ability to turn into a human.
Yep. No, that works. That
he
adds
normally
up.
He was found using his powers often to rule over his nation at that time, and he did so with a iron fist, almost a tyrannical rule. Until one day he was forced to step down and give up the throne of Zudrosia for something that he claimed to be more important than the dominion of mortals, and that part is in quotes.
Oh, yep, no. Is the lady still standing beside the table?
She is. She's just grabbing some notes from the associate.
Oh. Would you guys happen to have anything on the Origin of the Heart? I don't know if you guys know this information or if it's like a, secretive at all, but do you guys perhaps know about, Riz, what was her name again? Is it Riz something? I called her Ms. Riz, but I forgot her name because I'm a dunce.
We don't have any records dating back that far. Sorry.
Okay. Well, if he said he left his nation here, do you know when this was dated?
No, I couldn't find a date. It was just one of our older documents.
Okay, so I'm trying to connect the dots here.
That was also some fragmented information from several different documents, as some of the Undercommon and Abyssal could not be read even using higher level of magic.
Is there anything amongst the other notes that I hadn't already gleaned?
No.
Shit. Okay, so piecing this together, does the name Rosilia ring a bell?
I can't say that it does.
Okay. We were handed an insight saying that was a magic wielder before, like pre-weave, that sacrificed themselves using a high level magic and whatever and such to transport themselves or to transform themselves rather into the tree that is the heart today. Now, hey, I know that sounds ridiculous and you don't even have to believe me, but I'm trying to connect the dots on the time frame because it says here that he decided to leave his throne, so to speak, his command over this nation that used to be Zedrosia, to go do a more important matter. And the only thing that I can think that is important to him would be either maintaining the heart or creating the heart, because we've also come into contact. That was loud.
Yeah.
Contact with new information about Knoll or Knoll soldiers and rifts opening up all over the world, or perchance We've seen one, but we don't know where they open up. So
Could you
there's
describe
goal.
this event in a bit more detail?
Oh, you want to know about it? I don't know if you guys documented stuff. Okay, so as of today, I know, seems weird. You can even probe our minds for the information. You can glean that yourselves if you wish to get a more accurate description. But the description that I would like to note is on our approach to Aeonis, random, very out of the blue blizzard appeared. I know, south of Aeonis is kind of crazy for a blizzard, but it just snapped out of nowhere. And whatever. Long story short, got caught up in a blizzard. Met a man. Uh, you know, came across the Frostborn Chimera. Dealt with it. Don't know why it's this far south. Kind of uncharacteristic.
He furrows her brow
We
and
dealt with
continues to
it.
listen.
We killed it. We then found Haven from this random blizzard in a cave to the south of the path leading to Aeonis, and we came across a rift that opened up seemingly out of nowhere in the midst of the entrance of this cave that we were holding up in. And out came a soldier clad in black armor, looking ferocious and kind of dangerous, until our new companion banished the circle and pushed them back in through the rift.
And how exactly did this companion do this? It
By
wasn't.
using some sort of magic level banishment. I could not tell you. I'm not even very magically inclined.
Now, my associate here didn't seem to get that while probing your mind. Are you sure this wasn't some type of illusion?
Uh-uh. No shot.
I was there.
Yeah, no, these guys can I'll let them speak to themselves. Hell, they're their own people.
Yes,
What do you guys
from all three of
what
yours,
do you guys-
this companion you speak of wasn't there.
I mean, he was
Um
very clearly real. He wasn't an illusion because he helped us take down the bear.
okay. So here's what that was. Here's what that companion said about that. Because we were talking to this companion because this is our main job and this is a sidetracked issue. We gained some insight from him over that and learned of Roselia, the heart's origin, at least from the word of his mouth. And he
If you
seemed to
could
know a
give
hell of
me
a
one
lot.
second, please. She
That's fine.
goes into the desk and pulls out a scroll, and she reads it off in what sounds like some type of incantation, and the within the entirety of the room, you'll see that is lit up in this kind of golden light. You may proceed.
Yeah, zone of truth or whatever. That was probably very necessary. I know that you guys like to keep your information straight as possible, and I'd like to be as straight as a razor with saying it. Our companion stated that there might be some issues with reading minds or zones of truth in terms of knowing about his existence, because it's almost like there's a spell over him or some sort of magic that is binding his existence from and barring his memory from the ability to retrieve it. I myself have this gauntlet or this glove here that can read minds, thoughts, or feelings of both inanimate objects from past exposure from people and people themselves, and I couldn't burrow into his brain to get any thoughts. Anyway, do you want me to continue with the listing of the events or with the random information that I've gathered from the companion amidst our party?
Continue with what you deem necessary.
Okay, so there was this lady, Roselia. I didn't really pull too much from what he's saying, but the long story short is you mentioned that you haven't heard the name, which kind of makes me sad because I'd love to read more up on that. Roselia was this magic wielder back before pre-weave, like recorded time level, and they were also attacked by Null soldiers. So this is like a repeated event. And when this Roselia person, this very strong magic wielder, turn themselves into the heart, or to some degree, I couldn't even deem to understand how much that's powerful. So this spellcaster, this mage, would have to be on a level Nalthrix or above, and it seemed like Nalthrix is related because when we went into the trial and we came across him, Nalthrix mentioned something in a really pissy attitude about taking back the tree, which then, from the context of our companion that we met, his name's Terra. I don't know if you can find him. Whatever. Just hopes to clarify. So Terra said that Nalthrix helped in the creation of the tree and is kind of pissed off at the greater man, or all intelligent races worldwide, because we are misusing the tree, getting into heartless wars and causing strain on the tree, which is causing these rifts and these portals to open up again, because the tree's secondary function, other than arming us with magic and the ability to fight back against these creatures, is also acting as a barrier to prevent Null soldiers, or Null himself, which it seems like is a being from a different realm, from coming in and pillaging and attacking and ruining this great land. You getting all this? Are you writing it down? I know it's a lot of information.
The associate's writing some things down, but the lady's more so just listening. She responds, and how exactly did this individual, your companion, avoid the spell we used to broke her mind?
Dude, that is a great question. He told us, I assume that there's like a deity level companion, or not I wouldn't say companion, but relation that he has with another being of,
So you're
I
saying this
assume,
could
it
have been a
great power.
warlock? Or some sort of
Perchance.
paladin?
Yes, I do believe so. He said that he couldn't talk about it because it was an agreement that he made. I assume it's part of a pact or whatever.
That sounds more
He
like a
wasn't
warlock.
He wasn't like pissy about it. He was actually pretty understanding, because I was just inquisitive to why. Because he'd offer me so much insight, but he would not divulge further. I tried to press him until he didn't really tell us much. Anyway, he seemed to have some sort of weird, unnormal, innate power that he said he was born with that was not similar to what the tree would give you, and it also doesn't seem much like a spell casting ability.
Could
But
you
less
describe
about
this magical
him.
ability?
Oh, I guess, sure, if you would like. I guess I can compare it to another person and another documentation from the Heartless War that's similar, but not quite right. It's kind of akin to. Do I have the name of the guy who was the user of the not magic, not alchemy
You do not.
in my head? Okay, I don't remember his name, but during the Heartless War, somebody who fought from the heart, when magic went out, he lost his ability to cast spells like normal, but he gained the ability to use, I guess, almost like energy siphoning or energy manipulation. So instead of tapping into magic, he would tap into, I guess, the world around him, if that makes sense. Because usually we tap into the weave, and in some cases we tap into alchemy, which then is like a less straining version of tapping into the weave, because you're using the limits of reality. But in this case, it was just tapping and siphoning into, I guess, the world around him.
Based on the description you've given us, my best inference of what you're describing is one of the very few who have made it for the second trial.
Oh yeah, that definitely adds up.
There are several that lie outside of the nation's borders and prefer to be undocumented and not affiliated with anyone. That is most likely who you found.
Interesting.
Usually
And I
they
assume you
possess
guys don't
some
have any
sort of
documentation.
unique ability to
Yeah.
cast
Yeah, no,
different
I think
things.
we've is it common knowledge that the guild leader of the Adventurers Guild, is one of them.
Yes.
One such individual.
It's the Adventurers
Yeah.
Guild and the Explorers Guild are. It's common knowledge that they did.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't even say if it's even related to the heart. It didn't seem like it, and he didn't explain it as such. He said it was an innate ability. It wasn't given to him, and it also didn't seem like it was gifted to him via his pact partner, whomever that is.
There are some who have had innate abilities from the weave that are quite odd from birth, usually if they're raised in or around a weaving tree.
No, I get that, but he said it. Tara said that it was explicitly not weave, or it wasn't related to anything from the tree, from the weave.
Interesting.
So your word is as good as mine is. He didn't want to divulge me any further, and that's pretty much all I got from him. But the main world history inferences that he made helped me a lot with understanding the context of these notes. I'm trying to connect them. And you say you don't have a date for this, which is pretty sad because if I could just figure out when that was, I might be able to gain inference as to maybe information as to how to access this Elder Council and all these dragons. Would you know of where to find these dragons? Because I assume they're still kicking and alive. Because we saw Nalthrix, and if they're dragons and they can live like pretty much indefinitely.
We haven't had any
Then
sightings in, well, ever of this Elder Council. They've only been spoken of inside of these documents that I found. Unfortunately, this is all the information we have on Nalthrix and his Elder Council, as you stated. If you're looking for more information, I would suggest digging in places that we may not be willing.
That's fine. That's fine, guys. I got a decent bit of context, and I was also looking to share this information amongst other people. And also, within a context, they wouldn't think that I'm some sort of whack job.
Considering the zone of truth, that gives your little experience a bit of credibility.
Thank you.
If you are to go digging, the only few places that elves were not able to search would be the Endless Dungeons.
Yeah, no, I felt like it would come to that. We're not too capable. I don't even think that would be a good venture because we'd never find the bottom, and we'd probably die in there at our current state.
Yes, you would, being bronze adventurers. I wouldn't recommend it.
No.
If anything,
I didn't think so either.
if you're going to try and go to the bottom of one of those, you'd need to be at least able to complete the second proving trial. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah. Well, no, because at that point, hell, the head of the Adventurers Guild's capable of shit like that. So, I have no doubt that gaining a secondary ability on that level could allow oneself to do that and be successful.
She snaps her fingers, and the zone kind of dissipates and kind of like a glittery dazzle as it kind of falls to the floor and disappears. Is there anything else you needed to talk about?
Actually, well, the context of entering or exiting the trial and running into Nalthrix is the only way that we even mentioned speaking to Nalthrix ever. And we've also listed this with the Diplomacy Guild as well. Do you have any information on how to connect with the weave? Not in a magical way, but in a communicative way, so that I can maybe either try to gain access to a meeting with Nalthrix again or something like that.
The only way to contact the weave or speak to the Mother of Magic at all is to go through the trials again. Otherwise, you might be able to use some sort of spell to send a message to this Nalthrix individual, but based on the description, I wouldn't recommend interacting with this person. If they're still alive, then they're dangerous and should be avoided at all costs. But they haven't seemed to be on any radar of our nations at all.
if one is capable of turning oneself into a human or a dragon, and only appeared during a trial phase, seemed kind of pissy, but got a little bit less pissy when I feel like they can be reasoned with. I'm not saying that out of delusion. I'm saying that out of necessity.
Zelvar mentioned a little bit about you and your party and what he gleaned from using his probing magic. So I kind of understand the situation you guys are in. But unfortunately, we don't have any more information.
Oh, there's one last thing.
Yes?
You guys being the information geeks and all, would you have any clue about? I don't know. Maybe even Zalor asked about it or asked for information about it. We were attacked using odd stealth magic.
He was able to mention
seemed
it
to-
to us, yes.
Do you guys have anything on that? Because I have a feeling that the target is on our heads for whatever reason.
We don't.
Either
We've
it's a-
been working closely with the Research and Development Guild to find out exactly what that was and what that is, but we have yet to discover anything.
Could I at least gain audience once there's a conclusion, or maybe even a written letter of some kind?
If it is deemed
into
necessary
that?
for your presence to be there, then you shall be summoned. But
Well, hey, I no, presence isn't even necessary. At the most little, us being the ones who are hunted, could I at least gain insight as to, hey, by the way, they're from this place, don't go here, or you're gonna get killed, and such.
you'll most likely receive some sort of communication from Zalor, as that's not exactly
Okay,
my
good.
department of things.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You've done a lot. Thank you.
Normally, I'd make you pay for this, but seeing as it was direct orders from Zalor, I'll let it slide.
Thank you, because we're kind of broke. We started off as bronze adventurers, ran in, head first into this, and now we've gotten ping ponged back and forth across, well, pretty much the planet itself, the world, for an ambition that isn't even our own. So
Zalor should be able to cover the costs completely, so don't worry about it.
yeah, just front the bill to him. I'm sure he'd love that, and thank you for your time.
She gives a polite bow, as most elves do, and she goes back to doing paperwork at her own desk.
Well, guys, I'm gonna stand up, pulling and pushing my chair back in. I think we make ourselves scarce.
All right.
Can I take these transcriptions with me? I say quietly to her.
You may. They're just
Thank you.
simply transcriptions that I made in common.
Yeah, no, I didn't think they were native, and they're not the original text. So, thank you though. I'm gonna
You
fold them
can
up
do
and throw
whatever
them in my
you
bag.
wish, just I wouldn't recommend printing them.
No. I was going to maybe send them back to Zalor for reference.
Yes, I'd recommend that.
Okay. Yep. Well, thank you for your time. What's your name, by the way?
Being the head of the Education and Knowledge Department. Hold on, give me 1 second. I didn't have it pulled up. No.
He's struggling.
Okay, her name is Zared Pira.
Zared
Indeed.
Era. Well, Zared, lovely name. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your hospitality. Thank you for pinning the bill on Zalor, and I'll get out of your hair.
All right. And yeah, so where are you guys? Where are you guys heading now?
I'm gonna probably fuck off, and then what time is it as we exit this?
As you exit,
Library.
it looks to be starting to get a little dark. There's still some light left.
Guys, I mean, you guys can head to you guys can head back to the guild. I want to stop at Serafel to mail these off, or somewhere. If
Alright.
there's a post here in Aeonis, then I'll just mail them off here.
As you guys exit the library, you guys do notice that there seems to be a lot of all the shops have now closed, and shortly after you leave, the library closes up behind you, and you see almost all of the elves within the area are all heading towards the political side of the city. And through some of this talking and whatnot, you, Milo, managed to pick up in Elvish that there is something going on called the Verdant Accord. It's an event it's an annual event that happens every single year. Your father has attended every single one that he was able to make, of course. And this is essentially a public meeting, so it's out in the open for the public to hear. It's a public meeting of some of the world leaders to talk about the current state of things.
Peace summit. Let's go. Type deal. I'm gonna step in. I'm gonna listen. Yeah, this is pretty important, guys. To all the non-elves, non-elvish speakers. There's still gonna be some other people here. It's basically like a peace summit or something, where they're gonna do like a state of address or whatever. We're gonna talk about it, the problems and stuff. We should probably listen in.
Yeah.
We are in our best interest. Let's just catch
Yeah.
this before we leave.
Alrighty, as you guys make your way over there, we're going to have intermission right here. So if you need to go grab a snack or something to eat, or go to the bathroom, this is going to be a shorter intermission, so 5-10 minutes. As soon as we're just ready, then we'll go. So we'll be right back to
Get a drink.
And we're back. We have returned. Why do I have... Wait, hold on. I just realized I have a YouTube and a... Hold on, is this... What is it hearing YouTube from? I don't know where that source is, but that's interesting that that exists. Anyways, we are back, and so you guys are continuing through the crowd and going more so towards the political side of Aeonis, which is on the southern side. And once you get over to this side, you're going to see a lot more larger buildings and a lot more statues and whatnot of people, of magical things, etc., etc. But you kind of continue to follow the crowd until you make it to what appears to be a very large square of sorts where people can stand on top of a stand or sit on top of what seems to be a podium or a like a area that just goes up through these steps, and it's like a circular stadium, so to speak. Currently on top of that stadium is a circular table along with several chairs, each marked with the name and country of who is supposed to be sitting there. So, from what you can see, Zujursia, Anabreca, Ionis, and Estril are all going to be there. Notice Ionis is there, but Ionis is not a country. Just wanted to put that out there. Those are the only chairs that are here. So those are the only leaders that are going to be present today. Milo, could you roll insight or perception for me? 7. Alright, you hear some chattering between the different elves that are around you, but you can't really get anything out of it. There's too many people talking at once, so you can't really discern much. But, anyways, as you guys kind of gather up over here, there's many, many elves gathered here, as well as some other travelers that definitely look out of place, similar to your group. So there's a lot of people gathering here, and you'll notice that several of the leaders do show up. The last one to show up is the leader of Aeonis. And I'm going to put the images of those up on your screen now so you can see who they are. And this is going from left to right, the very center being the leader of Aeonis. So on the left, we have this individual. This is a half-orc going by the name of Durnan Varkle. He is the leader of Estril, which, for those of you who don't know, that is the area on the southeast side of the map with Claremont, Molchnigor, and Zuvali. Once you go south of that into Ancessa and Delsis and all that, that is Ablin, so that is not Estril. It's just those 3 cities are Estril. This country is mainly known for taking in the refugees during the Heartless War, mainly from Ablin when it got destroyed. Next up, right next to Darlan is... if I can get it. This individual, Valeth Silmir. This is the leader of Aeonis. And has been for as long as you guys have lived, and long before the Heartless War. Notice he does still look quite young, despite his age, as most elves do. He has done a great job leading Aeonis for a long, long time. He doesn't have a lot of complaints, and when he does appear, the elves around you give very polite claps. Not like loud ones, but just polite ones as he approaches. And he bows and gives a smile to the crowd before taking a seat at the center of the table. Next to him is this individual, Sigurdin Iceheart. This is the leader of Annabrecca up north. She is kind of she's relatively old, um, but she's been leading Annabrecca for roughly 30 years now. So she's been going on for quite some time, and she's kind of a reserved individual, but she has her reasons. And the final one, sitting at the other end of this table, is this individual, Vadric Draven. This person is the leader of Zudrosia. He was the one who mainly wanted to start the Heartless War, and was the one leading the charge in taking the heart in the first place, along with Annabrecca, which would be Sigrun. So, throughout this meeting, I may reference them by their country, or they may be referenced by their country. So if you need to like write any notes down, you may. But going from left to right, we have Estril, Eonis, Annabrecca, and Zudrosia. Zudrosia and Annabrecca are still currently in an alliance, and they just recently joined the We For All alliance, as Zalor mentioned at his first, or at his speech that you guys were at after you guys completed the trial. But so throughout this speech, there will be a lot of information. So if you want to take notes, you're more than welcome to, but you don't have to. I'm not gonna put a transcription of this up anywhere, but you're more than welcome to rewatch the VOD or anything. But anyways, so they all arrive at this very large table, and behind this stadium, or this stage rather, is a very large statue of the weave itself. Not any of the other weaving trees, specifically the weave. Specifically, you can kind of tell, or especially you can kind of tell that is the weave based on how the leaves are portrayed and the size of it is portrayed. As it is quite large, it does have runes on it that kind of glow faintly in almost like a breathing motion as well. And everyone gathers around this stage. There's these little teleportation circles behind each of these seats, save for Aeonis's seat, since he does not need one. But the other ones, you notice, they didn't walk in from anywhere, they were teleported in from a different location, so that is probably the most safest way to do it. This was shown also in the speech that Zalor gave. He teleported out when he first gave his speech that you guys witnessed. As you guys see everyone arrive finally, and they each take their seat, you hear a lot of murmurs and talk in Common and Elvish about, for those of you who can understand Elvish, talk about a lot of tension growing between Zudrosia and Annabrecca joining the We For All alliance, and many of the individuals here hope that that's going to be addressed in some way, because most of the public is very nervous about that decision to allow them to join, despite their action not but 5 years ago. So, to start off this meeting, Valeth stands up from Eonis. To all rulers gathered before the sacred branches of the weaving tree, I bid you welcome. The rest of them stand up as well, as he starts speaking, and the audience quiets themselves, save for whispers here and there. Sylvandria has seen the rise and fall of empires, the forging of alliances, and the breaking of oaths. It has witnessed wars over dominion, over magic, over the fragile balance that holds our world together. The Heartless War left wounds that have yet to fade, and now you stand before the tree once more. He gestures the statue behind him. Let this meeting not be one of shadows and deception, but one of clarity. Speak your truth, but know that the spirits within the weaving tree hear all. And as he says this, he raises his hands, and you see a golden light go from his left hand to his right hand and kind of connect in the middle, and it looks like he almost draws a sphere or an aura around their stage, and you'll see a spell that is cast very similar to the one that was used in the library. You can assume this spell to be Zone of Truth. You hear a lot of questioning whispers and murmurs. Could you each roll insight or perception for me, please?
Mm-hmm. My insight's higher.
Is that a
Well,
high
I'm
roll? Is that
insightful
is
at
that is that
everything.
is that a high roll? I see.
I'm the
Bro
most
knows
insightful person
everything.
known to man.
God motherfucking damn. I'm sitting here fucking eating hot Cheetos, enjoying my time, and then this motherfucker just blows his entire load on all of his luck.
All our food keeps blowing up.
Oh, my food.
Bro knows everything, bro. He has big ears. He can hear his entire conversation like it's
Okay.
right in his ear.
I've got some
Bro
really
is
big
the
hands,
hero.
man.
All right, so you hear a lot of uncertainty, Gunner. Milo, you're kind of able to pick up snippets of it in Elvish. Zero, you can't really pick up much. Beside the fact that there's just people
man.
who are kind of
Dumb.
uncomfortable and nervous.
I'm a
But
dunce.
but Gunner, you pick up the fact that normally they don't use the Zone of Truth. Normally, they, out of a sign of respect, they leave the Zone of Truth off and
Because
just
everybody should tell the truth, and it's the right thing to do.
yes. But in this particular one, Valeth used Zone of Truth, and it appeared to be an upcasted Zone of Truth as well to avoid any uncertainties.
Nobody lying. Nobody's lying.
Yes. It was also strictly aligned with the stage, so it's not affecting anyone else around the area.
Yeah. Nobody comes out of the closet randomly in the crowd. I'm gay. What do you mean? Shh. Shut up.
All right, but yeah, no, you guys kind of hear that after the initial, the beginning of this, the opening address, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean over and relay that to the two.
Mm.
So,
Yeah,
so,
no, I kind of
yeah,
felt that was off.
yeah. Apparently they don't usually do that, but they're activating it this time.
Would they? I mean, that seems like weird. I get it. Anyway.
The half-orc, Durnan Varkle of Estrel, he speaks up. At this point, they've all now taken their seat and composed themselves, and the crowd goes quiet to listen. You call for clarity, High Regent, and clarity is what we need. The Heartless War was waged for control, for ownership of magic. That war left nations burned and people displaced. Estrel does not forget the weight of shattered homes and abandoned souls. We took in those whom war left behind, those whom magic failed to shield. If we speak of magic today, let it not be with the same greed that tore kingdoms apart before. You'll see that Anabreca speaks up, Secret. Her arms crossed at this current moment. Estrela speaks of wounds, but wars do not come without blood. Anabreca stood firm while others crumbled. We do not bow, nor do we regret the battles fought. We fought alongside Zudrosia for a reason. Magic must be earned. Without discipline, without power, it becomes reckless. The North remains strong because we do not fear magic. We master it. She locks eyes with leader of Estrel. There seems to be respect within her gaze, but no apology. You'll see that Zudrosia speaks next. Strength, mastery, these are noble pursuits, and Anabreca understands them well. But let us not dwell in the past. Let us speak of what lies ahead. When he says this, he stands and steps forward slightly. His violet eyes kind of gleam as he gestures towards the statue behind you guys. It's still pulsing. The weaving tree is magic incarnate. It has shaped nations, guided rulers, and fueled conflict. It is the lifeblood of spellcraft itself. And yet, magic evolves. The weaving tree holds power. But what if I told you its secrets are only the beginning? His expression kind of shifts slightly. One of amusement almost before he completely erases that. Valeth, or the leader of Aeonis, speaks up. You tread dangerous ground, Lord Draven. The weaving tree does not simply grant power. It weaves the very fabric of magic itself. It is not a tool to be wielded lightly. Whatever you have discovered, speak plainly. Vedric, or Zudrosia, responds. Plainly, then. Very well. He steps closer to the tree. His runes on his cloak, as you can see, kind of pulse. Zudrosia has uncovered a new form of magic. One that does not rely on the weaving tree's gifts. One that is refined, controlled, and not to the chaos of nature, but to will. And you notice that the crowd kind of gasps at this statement, and you guys can feel the tension kind of thicken throughout the air. A lot of the ongoers and spectators appear to be very nervous of this statement, especially coming from Zudrosia. Estral speaks. A new form of magic? And who, O Draven, besides who wields it? You preach control, but what you seek is subjugation. Anna Brecker responds. Her expression seems unreadable at this time, her arms still crossed. Magic is tested in battle. Strength proves its worth. If this magic is stronger, then let it prove itself. If it is weak, the North will carve out its value. Eonis replies. The weaving tree has bound magic to the world for centuries. You speak of severing that bond, of forging a new path outside its wisdom. I ask again, Vedric Draven, do you seek evolution, or do you seek domination? Vedric responds. Must evolution not claim dominion to thrive? Stro responds. Magic without balance is a blade without a sheath. Dangerous. Unpredictable. Meant only to cut. You speak of power, Lord Draven, but power that serves only those who wield it is not mastery. It is tyranny! Estral does not forget the price of unchecked ambition. We do not forget those who fled the Heartless Wars. Men, women, children, stripped of everything. Because magic became a war machine. We did not take them out of pity. We took them in because war did not spare the innocent. He steps forward slightly, as he stands up from his chair, and he locks eyes with Vedric. Tell me, Vedric, if magic you claim to control, will it spare them? Or will it choose who lives and who is forgotten? And Abreca responds. The Chancellor speaks of mercy. The North speaks of strength. War does not ask who is worthy. War asks who survives. Magic bends to will, you say? Then let it be tested. Let it prove itself against blade and battle, against fire and frost, against those who have survived the storms before. Vedric, you see, the leader of Zudrosia, raises his hand as he still stands. Valeth leans forward slightly and narrows his eyes at this gesture. And as you guys watch, these black tendrils coil around in the space above his palm and coil into a black flame that ignites in his palm in almost an unnatural way of formation. The crowd almost immediately gasps and watches in either awe or horror at what he just did. You can tell that this magic is entirely different from how magic normally is. Could you guys roll history for me, please? Or Arcana?
Oh hell no, man.
History or
He's
Arcana?
tripping.
Oh, they're the same. You know what? Arcana
Oh.
sounds luckier.
I know
Oh,
stuff.
baby! That's two nat
Ooh,
20s.
nat 20s! Nat 20s, baby! Let's fuck that
Big
girl.
booms! Boom! Boom!
We are the guys who know everything. Nothing is
Dude,
forgotten under us, bro.
You know, you may know. I'm not the knower, bro. I'm like spacing out, bro.
I kind of know. I know some things.
Alright, so Gunnar, you can tell that this magic seems similar to the magic that you found used against you in the Diplomacy Guild.
So we've got some mana monkeys in the chat. We've got some ice dwellers, so to speak.
It sounds like a slur the way you put it.
Hey
Sorry,
man,
sorry.
it ain't listed as a slur. It's not violating
What?
TOS. And also there's no hate
What?
behind it.
You guys out here
Wait,
making up
wait.
new slurs?
What continent
No,
again was the person
never
using this magic? What
This
continent
was
it?
Zudrosia.
Someone's gotta.
Zudrosia. So
Which one is
basically they're
that?
cooked. So basically,
The
so
heart?
basically,
No,
They indirectly-
Zudrosia, if you look at the map, is the one to the northeast. The one where you guys have your guild in. That one.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Okay.
so basically, for those who aren't listening, here's a synopsis of how they were yanking their pizzle until they just like literally slipped up and said something they shouldn't have. Bro, literally, Jit literally revealed that they know how to use the magic, meaning that whomever attacked us had to have been from Zedrosia, which is where we fucking
Yeah.
live. So that's the reason they know our fucking home address. So they're cooked. Jits are tripping, as they say.
Oh god.
Get
Like,
in
the
here.
leader of the Ionis is the one doing this.
The what?
What?
The leader.
No, it
like,
was Rosium.
So you have the leader of Ionis, but then you have the Zudrosian guy also.
Okay, so
There's
so
four
basically,
people
Aeon-
here!
Yeah, there's four
Okay,
people.
stop. You're confusing yourself further. Okay.
No, it's because
The
I
guy
can't
who
see the
stood up-
continent name on the.
No.
That's
Stop.
why I can't see the continent.
Stop. Just stop speaking. Okay. So the guy that is the leader of Zudrosia, the guy who is like edgy as fuck and is in black, he literally looks like Black Prior if he took his fucking
Yeah, Draven.
stupid. Yeah. He's the guy who stood up and goes, "Let it be tested." He says in a really weird Romanian accent as he stands up and fucking raises his hand and starts using the fucking evil goober magic. The guy who's the leader of Aeonis looks like an elf with green hair. He's the guy with the green hair. He's basically they hold this meeting, so basically he's the guy who holds the meeting and helps get to a discussion, but he also has his own things to say, considering that
And
they are like
I was just thinking it was a
scribes.
different. I was thinking it was a different
Mhm.
continent. I thought because I can't see there's no continent names on the Roll20 map, so I don't remember half of these fucking.
Yeah, I'll be right
continents.
back. Be right back.
I don't know if you guys
Well,
are
like,
capable, but
one-
I do have a secondary page with the in Roll20 with the country names in there, as well as it is also available on the World Anvil.
I'm good. I'll be right.
Yeah.
I'll just make my
Uh,
own names up for him because I'll remember him that way.
Yeah,
And,
there's nothing in handouts.
Black Prior.
well, no, it's
And then
not
there's
handed.
Old
Okay,
Lady.
so are you guys if you look at the top right of your screen, do you see like a? It's not. It's on the map, not on the sidebar. There's like this little window icon.
Window on the map.
It's not on the map, but it's like at the top right of your screen before you make it over to the.
It looks like a
chat
target.
box.
It looks like a target, but that's just
Yeah, that's center view.
yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, no. Then there's just collapsing the right.
Whatever.
Like the...
yeah. Here, you know what? How about that?
Oh, thank you.
For reference for this discussion, I'll have the country map up.
Thank you, because I had no fucking clue, dog.
You didn't do your homework.
No, I forgot that Terran was even. I forgot Terran was.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm gonna continue. We all do we understand everything? We all good? Any questions?
Yeah, this is very nice.
Okay. So Vedrick continues, or Zadrosia. You fear what you cannot understand. You mistake mastery for cruelty. But I ask you, what is cruelty if not allowing magic to remain imperfect? He moves his hand, and the flame twists with his hand, and it begins to bend like a ribbon and move effortlessly, not flickering or struggling, but moving directly to his will. This power does not serve weakness. It does not surrender to nature. It answers only to those who command it. Valeth responds, magic is not a tool to be mastered. It is a force woven into the world. It does not choose masters, it chooses harmony. You claim control, Lord Draven. But I ask, where does your magic come from? From progress, High Regent. From understanding what the Weaving Tree never dared to reveal. Estrel responds, the heartless war was fought for magic, for who controlled it, for who deserved it. And yet history does not remember war for its victories. It remembers war for its losses. This magic bends only to will. Then tell us, Sudrosia, who will wield it when your hands falter? Who will wield it when ambition grows too large, too uncontrollable? Who will wield it when the world no longer stands in awe, but in fear? Annabreca responds, you wield magic, but do not yet wield victory. Power without proof is nothing. We will see if it survives war. If it does, we will speak again. Valeth then responds, the Weaving Tree has spoken before, and it will speak again. What has been revealed tonight is not yet history. It is only the first breath of something unknown. But let Zudrosia hear this. Sylvandria does not forget. We do not forget ambition left unchecked. We do not forget magic turned to war. And if this power defies balance, the world will rise against it. Estrel responds, Sylvandria does not forget, High Regent. No, we do not. But tell me this. When ambition stands unchecked, when magic is bent into an instrument of war, when the innocent have no choice but to run, who will stand against it? His eyes shift from both Valeth to Vedrick in almost a challenging way. Estrel has stood in the aftermath before. We took in the ones left behind. The ones your war discarded. The ones who lost their homes, their families, their place in the world. And what I see before me is the beginning of yet another war. He kind of gestures with his hand towards the flame that Vedrick still has and still is not faded. You claim mastery. The mastery does not make judgment. Mastery does not decide who deserves magic and who does not. That choice is not yours, Lord Draven, nor any king, nor any warrior. If you truly believe magic belongs to only those who wield it best, then I ask, what happens to those you deem unworthy? Vedrick responds, you speak of the past, Chancellor of Arkle. You cling to wounds as if they are shields against progress. But progress does not wait for the approval of those afraid to step forward. He lowers his hand, and with it the magic vanishes. You say magic belongs to all, and yet history tells a different story. Magic has failed those who could not wield it well. The Heartless War proved that ungoverned magic was dangerous, wielded recklessly by those who did not understand it. You call me ambitious, but I ask, are we truly the ones seeking control? Or are you merely seeking to preserve a world that no longer exists? And Rebecca responds, words weigh heavy in the halls of Ionis, but words alone do not shape the world. You claim mastery, Sudrusia, but mastery must be tested. The North does not fear power. We do not flinch before change. But let me be clear. If this magic you wield is truly great, it will stand against blood, against steel, against warriors who have survived far worse from black fire conjured upon a stage. Valeth responds, Waving Tree does not serve rulers. It does not serve war. It serves Sylvandria. Woodraven, your magic has been revealed, and now the world has seen it. What happens next will shape more than kingdoms. It will shape the very foundation of magic itself. But heed my warning. Aeonis will not stand idle if balance is threatened. You've spoken of progress. We will soon see whether it is progress or merely the first step toward ruin. At this moment, Valeth is going to raise his hands and clap them together gently, removing the zone of truth. This appears to be concluding the meeting, as the leaders go behind their chairs, step down with their guards that are present, and use their respective teleporting circles. The leader of Aeonis, Valeth, walks down the back and walks towards the statue of the tree, and disappears from view. And with that, the meeting has concluded, and the elves around you, as well as the rest of the crowd, kind of erupts in talk of what just happened and what was stated to the world. While they also are walking back to their homes from where you guys currently are.
I'm feeling extra paranoid. Can I look around to make sure that none of the figures from the Zudro of the masked figure, the road figures are around?
More perception, please. Let's see if you keep your nat 20. Let's see.
Let's see if we keep the
Let's
streak.
see it.
Oh, my character sheet disappeared. Oh, there it is.
It's gone. Character died. My bad.
No more.
No. Perception, you said?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Character has been banned.
15.
You don't see any of them.
Okay.
As you're looking around through the crowd.
We have to get this information.
So, you guys saw that magic.
Yeah,
did you guys
no,
feel the
no,
magic
that's
was like what we got jumped by?
no. He unknowingly showed his hand to the wrong people.
Yeah.
It's pretty much. I'm going to double down. I need to get to Zalor and I need to give him the information so he can conduct his investigation. Actually, he doesn't really need to conduct his investigation as much as he just needs to track down the culprits and perps for the attack.
Yeah, well, we know there's Udrosian.
I'm actually kind of spooked. Remember when I said when I requested that audit for R&D department?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like our location just ain't even safe anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
I might have to move my workshop. I don't know.
Either need to get more security or
Move away.
yeah. It's not looking good. Well, it also seems like they don't want us dead either. They want us for something else.
I don't want to be taken for any reason. So
Yeah, but that's even more worrying that they don't want us dead. Because that means that we're needed for something and they're going to keep coming after us.
mm-hmm.
Because they want us dead and then they fail, they might just give up. But this time,
We'll have to see. We'll have to see, Gunner. But honestly, I say we stick to our plan. We help out how we can, and we kind of keep ourselves afloat because we can't be focusing on this too hard anyway.
out of character. What city is the Zudrosian leader like?
Out of
What city is he like out based out of? I assume it's
probably
Eliphas.
Seraphil.
No,
Seraphil or
Illithus,
Eliphas?
No,
Yeah, Eliphas. Okay.
Eliphas.
which is, if you look on the western side of the map, that is the capital of Zydrosia, is Illithus.
Yeah.
Oh, noted.
Yeah.
He's at least a minute away from
All
us.
capitals are denoted by that special background it has.
Noted.
Mm. Okay. So, yeah, that's unsettling.
It's not crazy far from Aeonis.
You know, it's actually decently close. It's like Seraphil to the Diplomacy Guild type distance.
Okay, so can I roll? Actually, I don't even know if I have to roll history. He just said it. So, what was his exact words in terms of the relation to who? Did he say Zidrosi or did he say the R&D department?
When
Found it out. Because when he stood up, he's like,
Right.
"Oh, there's a new magic, whatever. It needs testing." I was trying to decipher his wording to say, as if, "Hey, I'm gonna pretty much indirectly state that it's an Eliphas, is where that's where we discovered it, or it was discovered in R&D guilds as well as Seraphel. You know,
mhm. He
which I don't
was.
know. I don't know.
He said he controls it. That's mainly what he said.
Okay, so I might tell Zalor to conduct his research in Eliphas specifically. Well, heard rumors of this about 2 sessions ago, and now I'm seeing it, so makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, I think we get back to what we were doing and keep our heads down.
Yeah.
From the
that's a good
sounds of
idea.
what he said, it makes me think that Eliphas is our true culprit, and it's whomever is under his command. I wonder if Zalor must have been able to at least get a a description or whatever of this, but I think we should take this to him personally
Yeah.
if we're looking to stay safe. So I think what we do is we go home, we get word via his guard that is posted there because it's about nighttime. We go back, and in the morning we keep the guards and we go to the diplomacy guild and go find Zalor, or he comes to us himself via some sort of teleportation. But other than that, we don't really have much in our playbook. We got some good information. I say tapping my thigh bag, but we should honestly just get back home.
Yeah. I'd say that's smart.
And I'll use the rest of my the rest of what I've got to keep the house safe. So, shall we?
Yep. Yep. Well, I'll start walking out.
Okay.
Uh,
Follow Mount. We're
yeah.
fucking leaving. We're
As
leaving
I'm out,
Aeonis.
as I'm walking out, I'm going to scan around me constantly, looking in like corners and around and around objects, and while using my ability to look for weak points.
Roll
See if
perception,
there's any
please.
weak points that are out of place. Right. Oh, I almost clicked performance. Oh, geez.
All right.
Like looking for a
Ooh,
face.
that one.
You don't find anything.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'm gonna continue doing this while walking.
Mhm.
I'm extremely paranoid right now.
A lot of your view is either obscured or hard to get into the look in the alleyways and whatnot because of the crowd you guys are in right now.
We're gonna get Assassin's Creed, guys. He's gonna use civilian blending to walk up on us, whomever, and just they're gonna jab us in the rib cage with a fucking hidden blade, and we're just gonna die. Yeah. Let's just keep using the main street, the main road, cut through
Yeah.
the people.
I'm
So if
going
they
to I'm gonna lean into Milo. I'm going to whisper to him. Uh, that this has got me on edge because I don't think that them showing off that magic means that they're gonna back off. I feel like they might make a move against us soon if they're
might double
showing off.
down.
Because if he showed off the type of magic they're using,
Yeah, he showed his
that
hand. I
that
mean, we're
means that
gonna
they
be
might.
on them.
That means that
Well, I
that
mean,
means that they might try to get us immediately before people can figure out what they're doing.
I'm gonna turn my head to look where Zero's at. Zero,
He's eating.
get away.
Bro's gone.
I think he had to go eat dinner.
He's getting food.
Is he like with us?
Yes.
Did you say?
He didn't get
Okay.
kidnapped. Don't worry.
I'm gonna grip onto his shit, i.e. his clothes. And I'm gonna yank him close. Let's just move as a group.
While we're
We're not gonna get
walking,
picked off.
I would like to use my good old fashioned spell called thaumaturgy. Or maybe
Thaumaturgy.
because it says I can manifest a minor wonder. So can I make like a fake protection bubble around me? It looks like a protection bubble, but it actually does jack shit. But
Yeah.
nobody needs to know that. No?
I think
Or
that
yes?
would fall under
That'd
minor
be a
illusion.
minor illusion. When it says
Oh,
minor
yep.
wonder, it's
True.
like a small earthquake or a
Explosive.
sound or
Uh,
stuff like that.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, okay.
It's usually using sound like thunderous booms,
Yeah.
is what I imagine anyway.
Then what I do not do
Yeah, no.
anything.
We're just gonna keep moving as a group. I'm gonna hold on to both their articles of clothing. So if I get yanked, it's gonna yank everybody. If they get yanked, it's gonna yank on me. Get the idea.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna keep my right hand on Gunner specifically. So I can read his thoughts.
Roll insight.
No, I mean like just passively.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying like if there's a regular stream of thoughts, it's like when you can see somebody's heart monitor spike when they're under high
Okay.
stress. So like we're walking together, he sees a face, he's like, "Oh!" I'll immediately be like, "Oh!" Being Link.
You can
We'll be in Link,
react
bro.
as if you had seen it.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Yes.
Okay.
Because he's the guy who's all fucking jumpy.
And where are you
His
guys
heart rate's
heading?
already spiked. Out.
You were leaving
Yeah,
The
Aeonis?
crowd. We're
we're
moving
going
out of
right.
Aeonis, and we're gonna make a fucking mad dash for
Oh,
well, our home.
You,
I wouldn't
along
say
with
mad dash.
a lot of other traveling groups, are kind of like near you, and you're kind of like close together in like a crowd that is leaving. Many adventurers are leaving, and you're kind of like almost shoved together without how many are leaving. But
That's
you
great.
manage to like hold on to each other and whatnot as you guys leave. And as you leave, the roads are just filled with people travelers mainly. Some elves.
That's
leaving.
awesome. That's awesome. They can't conduct a fucking small maneuver or any sort of maneuver on us when we're in the middle of a fat ass crowd. Now
You
that they even know
see
we're
several of the mainly elves, but even some of the parties of adventurers pull out what appear to be scrolls, and then they speak these incantations, and them as well as their party teleport somewhere. Others hop on wagons and whatnot, or hop on some type of mount, like a steed of sorts.
That's
Others
less
walk.
cool. I'm gonna stick. I'm gonna try to pull us closer to the ones who are walking, to draw less attention.
Mm-hmm. I'll follow suit.
All right, are you guys you gonna walk back to the guild?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Can you each roll a
Moving in a
d20?
large group. We're gonna get fucking killed, guys.
You're dead,
That's
right
a
on the
joke.
spot. I'm gonna roll one for. Okay. I rolled one for.
And then a
boy, since he's
bomb
going.
hits us. A bomb.
All your food keeps blowing up, guys.
All my food keeps blowing up.
You're tripping. Gunner is
All
tripping,
right,
bro.
so
He's
by the
starting to
time you
slip.
guys leave Aonis, it is relatively dark. You're losing a lot of daylight. And by the time you make it halfway through your journey, roughly just north where that cave would have been, it is fallen. Night has fallen. Could you roll another d20? Each of you.
Cool. Could I use? Could I? Okay. I'm gonna roll this. Yeah. Okay. I want to make something happen before Visceral takes effect, if that's possible.
Right?
And I'll take a little bit of health. I'm gonna use human transmutation. Ooh, I don't know. I wonder if you'll allow me to do this. Could I give myself temporary dark vision by enhancing the sensitivity to light in my eyes?
You could attempt to. You haven't done it before.
Yep. I
Roll
feel
that
like pulling out a.
disadvantage.
I'm gonna fucking die. I'm gonna go blind permanently. What do you want me to roll? Just fucking d20.
Roll your d8.
Oh yeah, to actually make it effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I fizzle, I'm just gonna die.
Oh! Oh,
All right,
no.
guys.
All right.
Oh, it fizzles and nothing happens, and I take
Yeah.
damage.
So it kind of zaps your eyes, and it hurts as the circle fizzles.
Let's see here. Let's see.
What are you doing?
Okay, well that means that I can no longer use my. Oh, that's great. That's fucking awesome. A D8, meaning there was fucking 7 opportunities for it not to do that.
And
Nothing.
I believe that means you can't use your circle until
Nope.
a short rest.
Long rest.
Long rest. Okay, gotcha.
And hold on, we're not done. Fucking kill me! God
7
damn!
damage.
Oh, that's ass. Wow. Well, at least I'm getting my nat ones out of the way, so when I get booty butt raped by a random fucking gaggle of dudes with fucking dark hoods on, I can at least say that I did most of the damage to myself.
I'm gonna.
All right, so that's a nat 1 on this. I'm still holding my boys.
Well, my hand is on is going to be on Milo, so I'm going to use Hands of Healing.
Okay. Roll 4, please.
Bro, it's not worth it. It's not fucking worth it. It's not even worth it, bro.
All right, you heal 6.
Oh my
I
god, I'm
think Hands of
1
Healing
HP
counts
off a
crits,
full.
I don't think. I think it's literally. Oh wait, plus your Wisdom modifier. Sorry, my Wisdom modifier is a
Okay, so I'm at full.
2. So yeah, you get.
There you go. Back to full.
Back to full. Nothing
W.
happened, bro.
Take
What's
one
that? Did you
HP.
say something? Nuh-uh, you can't tell me nothing.
Can you roll perception, please? Both of you.
Both.
We're just gonna fucking die.
Yeah, could you roll with disadvantage as well, Milo? Since it's dark out.
I have night vision. And I have
Advantage?
perception roll.
Perception?
Disadvantage. All right.
Yeah, that could have been beautiful. Too bad my fucking eyes are destroyed. And like, if only I was successful on it, then I would literally see everything, bro.
All right. You guys continue through the path, along with a few other travelers, and you don't have any problems happening or anything.
All that for nothing, bro.
All
right.
You eventually reach your nice, lovely home. Your nice little cottage.
Wonderful.
Right north of Antridge. You reach there. It is completely dark. It is pitch black outside right now.
I assume Caroline's already either back
She's out.
from the venture.
Like she's asleep.
Well, I mean, like back from the venture. Like, is the bags with her?
The bag, like the
Bag middles that she said she would handle.
It is not.
Okay, so I assume she got the job done. Yeah, guys, let's just whatever. Is the guard gathered rounds
There are
the
guards
old
around.
cottage?
Yes.
Yeah. As we settled in, I let them go in, and I'm gonna walk outside, and I'm gonna pull one of the guards aside.
Is there a
Hey.
problem?
No, not entirely. Though I need to get in contact with Zelor immediately, as fast as possible. We attended the Accord in Aonis when we went for information. I also need to mail these out. I pull out the papers that have been transcribed. There's a little bit more information that we have. It confirms some of our suspicions about Nalthrix, but whatever. I can talk to him about that later. The big part is I found the culprits, or we have came across the person that may be responsible for using the magic when we got attacked in the Diplomacy Guild.
I see.
So
Well, I can get you a meeting as soon as possible, which is most likely going to be tomorrow.
that's immaculate. And also, I don't know. I don't think anybody's like looking at us, or anybody even knows we attended that thing. But because it's actually, I lean in towards him a little bit more. It's actually Vedric Draven, the leader of Zudrosia, who displayed the exact magic that was used on us
At the Verdant
at the
Accord?
Diplomacy Guild. Yes. He
Right
displayed the
after
magic like it was
joining
just
the
no
We
big
for
fucking
All
deal.
Alliance as well.
I don't know. It's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. I don't know. It's a foolhardy move. I don't know. It's got to be some sort of play, some sort of gambit. I don't know. It just seems too dumb.
I mean,
That's way too on
is
the
it
nose.
inherently bad? It might just be a new form of magic. You know, we can use that too.
Well, no. The reason I'm saying this, and the reason I'm concerned, is the fact that the magic was basically a 1-to-1 as what was used on us at the Diplomacy Guild literally a day prior.
I see your concern now.
And I've heard whispers, about that said magic. I warned a day before I even came to the Diplomacy Guild, with no information on if we were going to get attacked or if it was just something experimental in the R&D department. But now I'm pretty confident that it's probably based out of Eliphas and the guy who's running the entire, circus act here is also the leader of Zudrosia. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I'm digging a little bit deep there and reaching for something, but like whomever knows the magic is automatically a suspect, you know.
Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from. I'll see if I can arrange a meeting with him tomorrow. If I don't get back to you, assume that you're all good to head over to probably his office in the Heart, if you could, tomorrow. At your nearest convenience.
That'd be wonderful.
I can't get you free
beats
passage, though. I don't exactly
No,
have the right to do so.
No, that's fine.
Is
It doesn't
that
come
all?
paper. It's more about no, yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Right. You
And
guys make it back safe?
no problems. It was just a whole lot of paranoia from my party, because obviously, guy flashes the same magic that we got jumped by literally yesterday, and it's a magic you've never seen before. And he pretty much announced that, "Oh, I figured it out. I controlled it." Is basically some shit that he says, which seems like he's talking out of his ass. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know if
Well,
it's
I
like
mean, I've even heard rumors of the Accord already just from travelers passing by, and it was quite
people are
something.
spooked.
We've been spooked
People are spooked, and
since,
it's just
well, since they joined the Alliance.
well, now they're even more spooked. Tensions will continue to rise, and I think that we must do our best to quell this effort or something.
Otherwise, we'll have another war on our hands. And that
Yeah,
isn't
we're
exactly
not gonna be
ideal.
doing that. No, and we've also got a lot of other shit. If you would it be possible to at least send these documents, forward them to Zalor for his reference, and I hand him the papers.
These are the papers from the
Transcribed into
Department
common.
of... Okay, yes.
Yes, they've been transcribed to common, so it's easily digestible. You don't have to like think about it too hard.
Right, yeah,
You
I
can send
can make my delivery when I return to the Heart by the end of nightfall.
Thank you.
Just doing my job.
Well, you work well.
Now, you,
I say as I-
you and your party get some rest. We'll keep an eye out here, don't worry.
Thank you. Don't get knocked unconscious at random. These guys use weird stealth spells.
Oh, don't worry. We have some spellcasters around the area that have set up some traps around your place. Shouldn't trigger from you guys, though.
I bid you a good night then, and I fuck off back to my cottage.
Caroline does have in her place the reward money as well in a bag by her bed, or by the bed she's sleeping in.
Okay, well that could be the money that we use to buy our ticket there, and potentially we can get free access back home via a ticket.
It contains 75 gold pieces.
Holy shit! That's money!
More than what the quest offered.
What the fuck, why? The timeliness?
You'd have to talk to Caroline.
Fucking odd. Maybe it was the timeliness. Or maybe it's the tip for the... Maybe Caroline hit it off with somebody. Who knows? I'm not gonna count her money while she sleeps. It's a bit fucking weird. Instead, we're all gonna go to sleep, right? We're all gonna rest up. When I step into the doors, I can assure you that we're gonna be all right. Guards outside seem capable, and they're also gonna forward at least the papers. If not, they're going to forward, declaration to like get some sort of meeting with him. When I pulled the guy aside, like, I mean, physically, did I get like a sense of, did I get like the I'm confident, we're fucking good. I'm like, I'm a green, I'm 6'6", I'm 80 pounds of raw muscle, and I'm a green beret. I can do it.
He wasn't.
Like,
he was.
okay.
It was more so a little bit of curiosity, but otherwise he didn't seem nervous or scared.
So like, what's this? What's this? What's this?
Exactly.
Where's the fire, kid? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're gonna be all right. We got plenty of things set in our way to protect us, and by tomorrow we're gonna see about that. If we don't get word from him, we're gonna go there ourselves, and if we can end that shit off and tie that on a bow, we can come back and do that dungeon you wanted to do.
Alrighty, you guys are long resting
Well,
then?
yeah.
Alright, well then that's gonna be where we'll end our session tonight.
No, yeah, because that's how you tie it up in a neat bow.
Always end on a long rest. I will. I'm gonna manually long rest Caroline just so she gets the
Nothing weird happens.
Yeah.
So
Make
everybody's
sure
on the
you
same
guys
page.
do that as well.
Yeah, I have a question regarding regarding
your like information how you like said, oh yeah, the education and information, you know, were you gonna like withhold that from us while like talking to another person? Because like we talked to like the head librarian guy at the front.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't give us information, but a goddamn clerk, like a a guy who works on shit, told us.
Yeah,
I'm just
so
interested.
it's more so like a. They're not really supposed to send people up there. That's more so like they're doing paperwork up there. It's not their job to answer questions. That's just where they are.
Mm.
So the fact that you were referenced to go up there was more so like a Hail Mary of if they'll even help you at all.
It's like, oh shit, oh yeah, this guy's blabbering nonsense at me, bro. I just cleaned shit here.
Pretty
Oh,
much.
yeah, fucking dude. If you want your problems fixed, I guess go the fuck up there. I can't tell you what
It's
to
the
do, bro.
equivalent of like I'll ask my manager.
All right, guys.
Yeah, and I was like, it's like, oh man, that's way too heavy of a question for me. Okay, so basically it all got solved in the end, and we're gonna figure it out in the next session.
Which, by the way,
Is
next
what you
session
guys-
is this Saturday.
All right, guys.
We're gonna
I'm gonna dip
book
out of here then.
Saturdays. No worries.
Peace.
Huh? What
Yes,
your bed sleep time?
Yep.
Outie?
I go
Damn.
pee.
Damn.
No worry, brother.
Bro,
This guy
I'm
just sleeps.
exhausted.
This guy sleeps and shit.
Is it
Yes,
tired?
I'm not you. I don't stay up till 2 playing Apex.
Dude, that is called
Good night.
sadomasochism.
Good night.
That is not me, bro. It's my masochistic
Anyways,
nature.
that is gonna be all for today's stream. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you everyone for hopping and watching the stream. Once again, the VOD will be posted hopefully shortly after this stream is done, depending on how long it takes to upload. But next session is going to be on Saturday, same time, same place. That being online. But anyways, that's all for us today. Hope you all have a great day or night wherever you're at, and I'll see you when I see you, chat. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.